Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Houston.
A bright spot for the Houston Astros this season is Lucas Harrell, leading the team in wins and a candidate for league rookie honors. Lucas tonight faces a Phillies team that finds itself suddenly in contention. Get ready to jam. Astros and Phillies are next on Fox Sports Houston. Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight is a brand new 4-game series matching the Astros and the Philadelphia Phillies. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies. The hard-charging Phillies have come from way back in the wild card race to 3 games out right now, JD.
The storyline has certainly changed in Philadelphia. What has been a very disappointing season. All of a sudden, the Phillies have life. They've won 15 of their last 19 games, so they come into Houston looking to inflict some damage against the Astros. Won't be easy tonight. Lucas Harrell pitches for Houston tonight. He has been lights out here at Minute Maid Park. 6-2 with a 2.06 home ERA, second in the league, only to Bud Norris last time out. Harrell very, very good in Cincinnati. Should be a fun matchup with all the left-handed thunder in that Philly lineup against Lucas Harrell.
Harrell comes to compete as he did in that last start against the Reds. He goes against the hard-charging Phillies, and it comes your way next. In Philadelphia earlier this season. Now this 4-game set concludes their play against each other in the 2012 season. So some Phillies fans are here to root on their club. Here is their Hyundai batting order. It's Jimmy Rollins leading it off at shortstop. Juan Pierre's in left field. Chase Utley is batting third at second base. The cleanup man is first sacker Ryan Howard. John Mayberry plays center field. It's Dominic Brown in right. Kevin Franson is the third baseman batting seventh. The catcher is Eric Kratz, and on the mound it's Tyler Cloyd.
On the mound for the Astros tonight, Lucas Harrell enjoying an outstanding rookie season. You see the breakdown on him first half, and then since the All-Star break, in 9 of those 11 games since the break, he's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer. That 2.75 ERA in the second half, the 7th best in the National League for pitchers who have worked 60 innings or more. So he continues to put together a very nice rookie campaign.
Jimmy Rollins had a big day yesterday. He takes the first pitch. It's strike one to J-Roll. 249 his average, 19 homers, 60 runs batted in. He has scored 86 runs. That's tied for 7th in the National League. And he's really been a spark plug lately. It's no balls, 2 strikes to Rollins. Rollins 2 for 8 against the Astros in that 2-game set in Philadelphia. He's a .305 lifetime hitter against the Astros. He doubled for his 2000th career hit at Cincinnati 10 days ago. Takes that one off the plate, and it's 1-2. Phillies have won 7 in a row and 15 of 19. At strike 3. Harrell catches the inside corner. Bill Miller rings it up, and it's out number 1. To the disgust of Rollins.
And Rollins chirping a little bit at Miller. Miller's giving it back to him as Rollins makes his way back to the dugout. And if Jimmy sees Fox tracks, and why wouldn't he? He'll find out that Bill Miller made the right call. He's probably in the dugout right now. Say, hey, did anybody see that on Fox tracks? Yeah, man, they got you. It's a good pitch.
Juan Pierre follows. Pierre looks at ball 1. 306, 1 homer, 23 runs batted in for the speedy left fielder. He's leading the league in bunt hits with 9. That's a low total for the league leader in bunt hits. 2 balls and no strikes, but once he gets on, he can be very disruptive. He has 34 steals. That's 3rd in the league.
Infielders have to cheat in. Outfielders play in. He's much more likely to dump one in front of you than he is to hit it over your head out there. Doesn't have much pop at all. He's at 1 home run this year.
Pierre bangs out a line drive over Tyler Green into left center field for a single for Pierre.
That's his game right there. Just slashes the ball and then uses his speed defensively. The Astros feature Martinez, Maxwell, and Paredes in the outfield. Dominguez, Green, Altuve, Wallace third to first, and Castro behind the plate for Harrell. So this is an abandonment of the Harrell with Chris Snyder plan. We saw this earlier in St. Louis, and it didn't work out so well. We'll see how it goes tonight.
Chase Utley's the batter. Pierre measuring his lead with 34 steals in 40 attempts this year. 254 for Utley, 10 homers. He's driven in 30. And Harrell guns a throw over on Pierre. And Pierre really has been a top-notch base stealer for his career. And the Phillies are 9th in the league in runs scored, so they'll take a steal, try to hustle a run where they can. Utley's been out for a while with that knee injury this year, trying to return to top form again after missing a lot of time last year with that same injury. Throw goes over to first, and he does the belly flop back in.
It's a pretty good day if you're a fan of second baseman with Utley and Altuve in the lineup and Biggio and Ryan Sandberg in the ballpark.
Oh, yeah.
Sandberg in uniform. He's manager of the Phillies organization. He's traveling with the club now. Craig back at the ballpark this afternoon, so those guys were catching up.
Pitch out, and it's ball 1 to Utley. Utley's at 198 home runs in his career. That's 9th on the Phillies all-time list. He needs 6 more to tie Dick Allen for 8th place.
Injuries obviously have slowed him down considerably the last couple of years. Just an outstanding player, a flat-out gamer. Utley
bangs one. It's caught. That's out number 2. Altuve with a nice play to his right, reaching down to snag that liner, and Pierre scrambled back to first.
Well, good swing of the bat here by Utley, but a nice quick reaction by Altuve, and likewise for Pierre, who had to slam on the brakes and reverse course.
Good leg work by Altuve to get down low. Now he's out in right field as the shift is on for Ryan Howard. Howard with 10 homers, 40 runs batted in, carries a .227 batting average. And he, like Utley, has missed a lot of time this season, but he's driven in 30 runs in his last 33 games. Throw going over to first. Howard, in that final playoff game, injured his left Achilles at the end of last season and began this year on the DL, recovering from that injury. Didn't have a spring training. He drove in 22 in August. That one is a ground ball to Altuve. Altuve throwing, and the shift works for the Astros as he gets it to Wallace for out number 3. It's no runs a hit and the man stranded, no score. The Astros come up with this lineup card presented by Tony DeFrancesco, brought to you by Hyundai. Jose Altuve, second base. Fernando Martinez, left field. Brett Wallace, first base. Justin Maxwell, center field. Jason Castro, catcher. Matt Dominguez, third base. Jimmy Paredes, right field. Tyler Green, shortstop. Lucas Harrell, pitcher.
Rookie right-hander Tyler Cloyd for the Phillies tonight. After an outstanding year in the minor leagues, in which he was 15-1. 3 starts at the big league level, 1-1, 4.24 ERA.
First pitch, a fastball right in for a strike to Altuve. 289 for Jose, 5 homers, 33 runs batted in. Altuve was 1 for 4 in the Cubs series, recovering from an abdominal muscle strain.
Quite all about location and movement. He's not a hard thrower at all. He's just 84 to 87 mile an hour. He cuts it, throw a little runner.
Must really know how to pitch with the numbers he had in the minor leagues.
I know, it's amazing. I was getting the scouting report from the guys next door. I said, okay, this guy must blow gas. You know, young kid must throw 95. And then, no, probably won't hit 87 on the radar gun.
Popped up. Kratz back for the pop up. And that's out number 1. Well, he was dealing with the screen. He was getting close to that.
Catches Altuve out in front, and a little lazy pop foul. Defensively, the Phillies have an outfield that features Pierre, Mayberry, and Brown. Franzen solid. Rollins outstanding. He's a 3-time Gold Glove winner. Howard has some problems over there at first. Kratz been getting a lot of playing time with the injury to Chucho Ruiz, who is back now, though. I'll probably see Ruiz a little bit this weekend.
Fernando Martinez takes strike one. He had a pinch RBI single last night. 247, 3 homers, 10 runs batted in. He went 4 for 8 in the Cubs series. Bounces one to shortstop. Rollins throws to Howard. 2 outs for Cloyd. Cloyd on Sunday pitched in one of the games of the doubleheader against the Rockies in Philadelphia. Got a no decision. He threw 76 pitches. And in 4 innings, he allowed 8 hits, 4 runs. But being brought back because of that doubleheader on short rest, pitching on 3 days rest, he did not think it would be a problem because he only threw 76 pitches. And now Brett Wallace comes up. 271 for Brett, 7 homers, 17 runs batted in for Wallace. He was 0 for 7 in the Cubs series. Currently 0 for 10 as he tries to get it started again. Brett looks at strike one as Cloyd makes his 4th major league start. He was promoted from the minors August 29th. After that 15-1 record in the minors, the best since '92. 1 ball, 1 strike. Josh Beckett was 14-1. This year, Barrett Lukes was 14-1 in the minors, and so was Joe Fernandez. That Josh Beckett 14-1 minor league record was in '01. So this guy is up in the stratosphere as far as wins and winning percentage in the minors. That's strike 3. And it's a 1-2-3 first for Cloyd, and no score after 1.
To you by Miller Lite. Greg Lucas down on the sideline. This Astro team is actually feared by a lot of Philly fans. I have one friend in Philadelphia that emailed me and he said, you know, there's a lot of people worried about them overlooking the Astros, trying to get back into this race. That's a good point, especially with Lucas Harrell on the mound. You better not overlook him, guys.
Nope, you're right. John Mayberry just took ball 1, 255, 14 homers, 42 runs batted in for John Mayberry.
I promise you they're not overlooking anybody.
It's 2-0. The Phillies were 37-51 back on the 13th of July. They've come a long way. 2 balls and a strike. They certainly were written off. They know that. They've heard that kind of talk. But now Charlie Manuel says, yeah, you got a chance. They swept a 6-game homestand from the Rockies and then Miami. That's That's a strike, and that's 2-2 now to Mayberry. Lucas Harrell can take that to the bank if he's getting that call tonight.
Down the bottom of the zone with that sinking fastball, and these Philly hitters are not going to be able to do much with it. And if he gets it called, he's going to be doubly tough.
Scraping the very bottom part of it, and he gets a strikeout. Number 2. Dominic Brown comes up next.
Lucas Harrell is an interesting guy. You know, he's got that power sinker, has a good curveball, cutter, working on the lefties.
Strike 1 to Brown. 248, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in for Dominic. He just turned 25.
Both these young right-handers very aggressive with their approach, their tempo. Get it and go. Stay on the attack.
Harrell delivers a ball, and that makes it 2-1. Harrell lost to the Phillies in Philadelphia May 14th this year, 5-1. It's his only career appearance against them. Foul back, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. This Phillies club has undergone a makeover since then. And the trade of Hunter Pence to the Giants opened up right field, so Dominic Brown is trying to lay claim to that. Shane Victorino also moving on in a trade with the Dodgers, and so did Joe Blanton. So the rotation has changed. They've got a healthy Cliff Lee now.
Yeah, I like what the Phillies have done. Obviously, they had some issues with their payroll and what it might look like going forward. So Victorino and Pence were moved on, but they kept the core of that starting staff, and they don't have to have a great lineup to be competitive with the pitching staff that they have.
1-out walk to Brown.
Obviously, you got to score some runs, and a lot of, you know, with the Phillies, not so much immediate future, but a couple years down the line will depend on what they have in the minor league system and what becomes of guys like Dominic Brown. Can they take the next step and become a bona fide run producer in the big leagues? Or this kid they just called up, the Ruff, who hit 38 bombs.
Kevin Franson, 341, 1 homer, 9 runs batted in, is filled in quite capably at third. Placido Polanco is out for the season. Franson has been out for about a week himself, and he fouls that one for strike 1.
Because that's the wild card, right? They just don't know what they're going to get out of Howard and Utley long term.
Sure. They know they're going to have to pay them. So it would be nice if other guys can fill in around them, especially if they have to endure some injuries from these guys the way they have this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Franson has not started the last 7 games. He's had a sore left ankle. And at one point he started 33 out of 34 with that bat. And as JD mentioned, the way he's played at third base, they haven't been able to get him out of there very often. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Certainly welcome to have that kind of offense from third. Placido Polanco, not a slugger, but a consistent contact hitter. And they have missed him this year.
Yeah, Franzen doing his piece. He's not a power guy either. He's hit just the 1 home run, but I think for average, 341.
Bangs that one off that ankle that's been bothering him. And wouldn't you know it, guy misses a week with an injury and fouls the ball right off that area. And it doesn't go where the guard is.
It's a bigger guard. Some entrepreneur needs to come up with a better guard with a little more coverage.
The Astros interviewed Nationals third base coach Bo Porter today for the managerial job. Jim Crane met him at the airport and drove him in himself. Off the plate, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that's how you get to know a guy. You put him in Houston traffic. drive excessively fast. See if he panics. If he does, sorry, you're not our guy.
Might be a fit if he can handle it. Beltway traffic can be pretty mean also. It's out to left field. Backing on it, Fernando Martinez with the catch on the track. 2 outs for Harrell. Brown back to first, and it's Eric Kratz. Ruiz has been such an important part of their team. It's been refreshing for them that Kratz has filled in so well when Chooch has been out, missing almost the entire month of August. Kratz has provided 9 homers, 24 runs batted in, a .256 average, and a .545 slugging percentage. Ruiz is hitting .340, so they've gotten a lot of offense out of the catcher spot.
Ruiz was trending like an MVP the way he was playing earlier this year. Hitting .340. He's at 14 home runs, so they've gotten a ton of production out of the catcher spot. Ruiz has a .563 slugging average.
So between those two, that's 23 homers and 84 runs batted in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eric Kratz, 32 years old. He's from Telford, Pennsylvania. His Phillies club putting on a rush. 35-34 on the road this year.
It's like there's only so many wins in Pennsylvania, and all the Pittsburgh wins have shifted over to Philadelphia.
It's 2 balls and a strike. After this 4-game series, the Phillies go to New York. They are 9-2 in September. Juan Samuel, one of their coaches. He's at third base. Remaining schedule, 3 here after tonight, 3 at New York. Then the Braves, Washington, Miami, and Washington again. Phillies have won 5 straight division titles under Charlie Manuel. High chop goes foul. It's 2-2. Eric Kratz.
Yeah, you know, when you look at the teams they have to play, obviously Atlanta and Washington very difficult, but you know, in those final days, those clubs will probably be settled in and have claimed their spot. Washington to top the division, Atlanta with the best wild card record, so you know, they may be resting people, backing off some of their starting pitchers. They may actually play to the Phillies' advantage.
Out to left field, Martinez along the wall, now up against the wall. Oh, it's off that wall. He couldn't make a catch. Here's Brown coming around third, and he'll score to make it 1-0 Phillies. And Martinez looked to be in position, and I don't think he jumped for it. It was just off the wall. It was right against that corner, and that can be very tricky for a left fielder, and it's 1-0 on the Kratz double.
Yeah, especially a left fielder who hasn't played out there a whole lot. Tough to know whether to get around that corner and head back towards the bullpen or whether to stay in front of the wall, and he just kind of twisting this way and that. Never gets all the way back there where he could just go up and try to make a play on this ball. And he would have been able to make a play on the ball. It was not above the level of his glove, at least what he could have been able to jump and get.
Right. Now Tyler Cloyd looks at ball 1, but I agree with you. I think that was purely a lack of familiarity with that wall. He just couldn't get back and get set to make that jump. And it does require some work. Cloyd is 1 for 4. It's hard to practice that particular play, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, the one that really creates problems is the one that ends up, you're not sure if it's going to go back in by the bullpen or stay right there on the edge.
Yeah. This ballpark does have its features. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
At the end of the day, had he been able to get back there just a little bit sooner and time his jump, because as he got back to the wall, as he started to go up, he kind of went back into the wall and it stifled his vertical.
Like he hit his back or his head on the wall.
If you can get back there a little sooner, find the wall with your hand and then go straight up.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Cloyd. He pokes this one out towards second. Altuve in. Over to Wallace, and the Phillies get a run on one hit. They leave a man. They lead 1-0.
The Minute Maid Park tomorrow. That's Friday, September 14th, before the 7:05 game. The Astros take on the Phillies. 10,000 fans received commemorative Astros fleece blankets presented by the Methodist Hospital System. Gates open at 5:30, so root now and buy your tickets at Astros.com. I'm trying to see what well, you can use one. It's going to be 71 degrees at night tomorrow, so cover up with your fleece blanket.
The cold front is moving in, Greg. Well, we had a storm this afternoon. May still be storming out there tonight. And there is rain in the area. That's much needed. But, you know, before the year's out, we'll have a chance to use one of those blankets. May not be tomorrow night.
Nothing else. You can wrap your pipes with it this winter.
Justin Maxwell at 239 with 14 homers has 43 runs batted in. J-Max is on a 6-game hitting streak. He's gone 7 for 18. Had a hit and a walk last night. And there's strike one from Tyler Cloyd.
Well, he reminds me a little bit of Tyler Clippard.
Okay.
An overhand delivery, that little cutting action on his fastball. A little hesitation in the delivery.
Yeah.
And Clippard, a guy who pitches above his fastball. The effectiveness of his fastball is not necessarily linked to the velocity. It's the deception, the movement.
All away. Still 0-2 to Maxwell.
This kid, an 18th round pick of the Phillies in 2008 out of Bellevue, Nebraska East High School.
He won the Paul Owens Award as the best pitcher in the Phillies minor league system this year.
International League Pitcher of the Year. For the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
And Ryan Sandberg managed it, right?
Yes.
Maxwell strikes out. That's number 2 for the former Iron Pig. He came up from the Iron Pigs when Vance Worley was on the disabled list. But Cole Hamels had a problem, gastrointestinal illness, so he started for him. Sandberg, an excellent season. You know, Sandberg deserves a lot of credit. He's a Hall of Fame player, but he started out at the bottom rung as a manager and has worked his way up to AAA. Got passed over for the Cubs job and moved on out of their organization. There's Castro taking. Ball 1 to Jason. 259, 2 homers, 23 runs batted in for Castro. Jason went 1 for 4 with an RBI against the Cubs. 2 balls, no strikes. Phillies have gained 6 games in 9 days in the wild card race.
And Cardinals and the Dodgers play later on tonight, so they'll have an opportunity to gain on one of those 2 clubs.
It's 3-1. Well, they can recall memories of the 07 season when they came from way back to win, and they're putting on that kind of a rush right now. They were 12 games behind the Pirates back on the 17th of August. It's out to right field. Dominic Brown, 2 outs. 5 straight retired by Cloyd. Matt Dominguez will follow. Cloyd looking to be in pretty good form so far. Fell behind Castro but got him, and now we'll face a 280 hitter. Dominguez with 3 homers, has 7 runs batted in. The only game Cloyd lost was back in May. There's a strike. He's lost 1 in the majors. It was filled in quite nicely, and now with expanded rosters, extra bullpen guys, they don't have to have as many innings out of starters. No balls, 2 strikes. The bullpen has been good recently for the Phillies. In Cloyd's career in the minors, he was 35-15. Dominguez strikes out. He keeps the ball down for strikeout number 3. And he's perfect through 2 with a 1-0 Philadelphia lead.
Christy Miller to talk about a unbelievable, fabulous weekend coming up as we continue to celebrate 50 years of baseball here in Houston. It's the Legends Weekend. Christy, tell us about it.
That's right. We've been celebrating 50 years of Astros baseball, or of Houston baseball, all season long, and it's culminating this weekend, September 21st through the 23rd, with Legends Weekend. We'll be wearing retro uniforms all 3 days. Colt 45s on Friday, Shooting Star on Saturday, Rainbow on Sunday, and each of those nights, 10,000 fans will receive that corresponding replica jersey when they come to the ballpark.
Yeah, awesome for the fans, but really the whole thing is going to be highlighted by the Legends Luncheon, which is just so many good things associated with that. Let's tell the fans about that.
Yeah, Legends Luncheon is really the highlight of the weekend. It's on that Saturday, September 22nd, at the Union Station lobby here at Minute Maid Park. 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And really, it's honoring all of our alumni. We've got almost 50 alumni confirmed for Legends Weekend entirely that is also going to be at this luncheon. Some names we have are Larry Durker, Jimmy Wynn, Craig Reynolds, Alan Ashby, Mike Hampton, Billy Wagner. I mean, we've got so many guys coming in. It's going to be really exciting. And this luncheon is an opportunity for the fans to really get involved with them over this weekend.
Of course, Milo Hamilton is going to be out there emceeing it. So, as you said, the fans get to be involved in it, get to meet some of the players. How do they, do they buy tickets? Where do they go to be a part of this?
Absolutely. All information for tickets and everything that we've got going on is going to be at astros.com/flashback. We do still have tickets available and encourage all fans to attend. They start at just $75, and it's an opportunity to come ask your favorite Astros legend, what they miss about baseball or anything that you have in mind.
Yeah, really a great opportunity, kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I know you'll be out there, we'll all be out there, so thanks so much. And fans, we hope to see you guys out there as well. Guys?
It's a big day, Patty. Thank you. Juan Pierre singled up the middle. He is 2 for 2 in this game. He's aboard with 1 out after the Rollins ground out. And now it's Chase Utley with a throw going over to first on Pierre. Harrell worked on Pierre the first time he was on. He's certainly not about to ignore him this time either. Guns that throw, and Pierre flops back in.
Pierre been in this league about 15 years.
Yeah,
a long time.
Scored more than 1,000 runs.
Still scoot.
35 years old. Drafted by the Rockies. Phillies have some experience on this club. It's ball 1. Pierre's from Mobile, Alabama. Went to the University of South Alabama. He can create some problems. That gives Utley the hole at first base with Pierre on. Altuve shortened up for a double play. Utley takes it. It's ball 2. Now 2-0.
Yeah, that's the situation where we saw the Cubs. Dale Swain, he would not have his second baseman cheating towards the bag. He would go ahead and play him in the hole if he felt he had a pull hitter up there. And Altuve's cheating a little bit. He's not quite as far over as he might be in routine double play depth, trying to hedge his bets a little bit. It's kind of a risk reward thing. You play for the double play, but if you don't get it and he hits it through the hole, they're first and third.
Now 3-0. And Harrell's concentration may be divided between the base runner and the hitter. He takes a little walk. Utley missed the first 12 weeks of the season with that left knee problem. Chase, 33 years old, a first-round pick in 2000 from UCLA. He was drafted as a second baseman. Then he was moved to third base when Scott Rowland left the organization. 3 balls and a strike.
And a quick pitch to Utley right there. Utley was nowhere close to being ready to hit. I don't know if he had the green light there in 3-0 or not.
Utley has not played in a game against the Astros since 2010. Over a period of 6 years, he led Major League second baseman in homers, runs batted in, walks, and other categories. Runner going. Yanks it foul. And it's a full count now.
He's always been pretty quick inside. That ball, though, well located. Not much you could do with that other than whack it foul. A cutter moving in on his knuckles.
Utley's a 5-time All-Star. His last big year was 2009. 31 homers, 93 runs batted in. All these Phillies players are used to going to postseason play, though.
5 consecutive division championships heading into this season.
The Braves went to the playoffs 14 straight years. The Yankees went 13 years in a row. Phillies have put a good club together, but it has certainly changed on the fly this season when things were not working. Fouled away. Ruben Amaro Jr., the general manager, really didn't want to give up on the veterans on this club. Stayed with them. The team kept slipping, and finally he made those trades.
Well, it seemed like the internal debate in Philadelphia, at least what you read in the papers, was Cliff Lee or position players. And they decided to move Pence and Victorino and hang on to Lee.
Runner goes, and it's hit into right field behind him. Pierre will go first to third easily on the single by Utley. And with one out, Ryan Howard bats.
Tries a backdoor curveball, and just a great swing of the bat by Utley. You see him keep his head in there and just go down and yank that ball.
Now it's Pierre at third. Howard settles into the box. He grounded out to right field, actually, because that's where Jose was playing him. And Altuve this time will not go out onto the outfield grass because of this double play situation with Utley at first. Strike to Howard.
He'll play him strong pull. Obviously, Green, the middleman on a 4-6-3 double play, has only got a couple of steps to go to the bag because he's playing right up the middle. Because Howard isn't fast, you could make that double play from where Altuve's standing. You know, 2 long throws, but Howard doesn't run well.
1-1 to Howard. DeFrancesco's club trailing 1-0. Phillies have 4 hits so far.
Good change up.
2 to Howard, who's out in front.
Howard swings and misses a bunch, even in his best years. A little wrinkle in it, and he usually has problems.
Last year he struck out 172 times.
He struck out 80 times this year. He's had 207 at bats. Hard breaking ball in the dirt. He'll get it done.
In the air, and it goes out to left center, and Pierre is tagging. Catch by Maxwell. Maxwell throws toward the plate, and the run scores, and the runner moves up from first to second. And it is 2-0 Phillies. Howard getting his 41st run batted in.
Justin made such a smart play the other day when in his second and third situation he threw the ball to third base to nail the back runner, and this ball's got to go into second base. He's not going to throw out Juan Pierre. He's got to keep Utley out of scoring position. It may or may not come back to bite the Astros, but the right play there is just throw that ball into second base and keep Utley at first.
John Mayberry Jr. is the batter. He struck out in the second inning. Father, a big left-handed hitting strapping first baseman, came up with a Houston club, traded to Kansas City. Fly ball out into shallow right field, and that's going to dunk in for a hit, and run number 3 will score. The ball's dropped. Here's the throw into second, and the throw gets away. Paredes dropped the ball on the looping single by Mayberry. He gets RBI number 43, and then Paredes will get an error, his 5th of the year, for dropping the ball.
Yeah, Jimmy made 3 errors at second base the other day, and he's had issues. He plays the game too quickly. He's always in a hurry, and I think it's just a matter of time before he can settle in. He's one of those guys who can really go. He's fast, but he's out of control. He just needs to calm down out there. And J-Max's throw home that allowed Utley to move into scoring position does come back to bite the Astros. So a mental error and a physical error. Now another man in scoring position.
Dominic Brown calls time, steps away. Brown drew a walk and scored a run on the Kratz double in the second inning. Well, you go back to that double by Kratz, the ball that could have been caught on a very good play with good timing from a left fielder who was familiar with the ball. This one sails over the head and behind the back of the hitter Brown for a wild pitch, getting Mayberry to third.
there. I haven't seen that from Harrell all year. That was kind of funky.
Certainly was. 1-0 to Brown. Takes that one, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. And certainly the Astros doing everything they can to address the issue of defensive misplays. Well, they've been out early. They've worked on things. Now Doug Brocail comes out.
So I can now mark that off on my baseball bingo card. Pitching coach to the mound.
Oh, okay.
Have you been keeping your card? Boots made us baseball bingo cards. I'm doing pretty good.
Game within a game. How many letters do you have?
Well, I've got I got bloop single just marked because of Mayberry's. I can't believe a grown man hit that base hit.
Okay.
I've got a foul ball on a 3-2 count. Batter swings at first pitch. Pitching coach to mound. I don't have them lined up properly. I still need to.
Well, you have BIN and O. We're about to win this thing.
You got to get them in a row, though, Brownie.
Okay. Forgot.
It's been a while since
It's been a few decades. Check swing call there. It's 3 balls, no strikes. How quickly we forget.
Bingo for people with no patience.
So it's BINGO. It has to be in a straight line.
Yeah.
All right. That's walk number 2. And a rough one for Harrell now. They'll try to get Franson to get out of further trouble here in the 3rd inning. Franson hit a fly ball to left in the 2nd.
Well, He's allowed 3 runs so far tonight, and that's kind of been the max off of him. He got 1 rough one in St. Louis, but other than that, second half of the year he's been golden.
Franson hit a fly ball to left on a 2-2 count, his first time up. Brown's just been foul outside third base.
And again, it's not like Lucas is making bad pitches. That's misplays behind him, some bad fortune. But I go back to that argument that he's been so good with Snyder. You know, why not just let Snyder catch him? But obviously the counter to that is, well, Chris Snyder can't catch Lucas Harrell every start in his major league career. So,
right.
You know, sooner or later.
Check swing call. He went. C.B. Buckner on the call. It's 0-2 on Franson. Yeah, but pitchers get into that comfort zone, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Runner going, and it's foul back. Dominic Brown took off. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Steve Carlton and Tim McCarver, battery mates for years on the Phillies. Well, they work well together.
Especially, if one of his starts with Snyder had blown up on him, then I think, well, that's the time. Okay, so that kind of run has been broken. But it hasn't. He's pitched well every time they've been paired.
McCarver was the backup catcher for the Phillies when Carlton pitched, but Carlton had to have McCarver behind the plate. Sidearm delivery, a little chop, slowly hit. Tyler Green coming after it, throwing, safe, and a run scores. Boy, this inning is just blowing up on Harrell. Slowly hit ball, and Franson gets his 10th run batted in. A little roller. It was too high for the pitcher, Harrell, and then just slowed down too much for Tyler Green to get him. In betweener.
Yeah. Pierre and Utley both solid singles. But then the bloop hit by Mayberry, walk Brown, ground ball, infield hit for Franson.
It's an ugly inning. Eric Kratz comes up. He had the RBI double off the left field wall. He's the 8th Philly to bat here. They're giving Floyd plenty of working room at 4-0. Strike 1. Mickey Story is not going to be used tonight. He was hit in the face by that line drive last night. Hit his shoulder first and then his hand, then ricocheted into his jaw. He's bruised. but should be okay to pitch again in a couple of days. Off the mask there of Castro, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Bud Norris has been bothered by a blister problem on his pitching hand. He's going to be skipped tomorrow night.
He's got away with a little bit of a backup slider there.
Edgar Gonzalez will be moved up in the rotation. Everybody will be, because Norris will not pitch again until the series in St. Louis next week. So the Edgar Gonzalez tomorrow, Dallas Keuchel Saturday. And now a slowdown as
you can see the frustration in the body language of Harrell, shaking his head.
The Astros currently are going with this 6-man rotation, so not a huge deal if they have to skip somebody. Strike looking. Kratz is called out. At strikeout number 3, and in the 3rd inning the Phillies come up with 3 runs on 4 hits with an error. A couple of men left. They lead it 4-0. Has some trivia for you right now. And the question is, name the 7 Astros pitchers to win 20 games in a season. There have been 7 in club history. I'll let you ponder that one for a while.
2 guys did it twice.
You might want to consider number 33.
One of those 2 fellas did it. We're just throwing hints around. We're just, it's like the end of the school year. We're just being very generous with our hints.
Yes, we are. Jimmy Paredes leads it off. The Astros looking for their first base runner of the night against Tyler Cloyd. He's at 196. He's driven in 3. Cloyd delivers, and there's strike 1 to Paredes. Jimmy back in right field after playing some second base when Altuve was out with his injury. Jimmy was 2 for 9 in the Cubs series.
Astros didn't get their first hit last night until the bottom of the 5th off of the lefty Travis Wood, who was so good for the Cubs.
He was good.
It's interesting because Wood, kind of a left-handed version of Cloyd. He was sitting around 87 miles an hour, throwing a lot of cut fastballs.
Cloyd was an 18th round pick in 08. Foul ball, and it's 1-2, and here he is pitching a very important game in September for a club that just hopes to keep extending this 7-game winning streak. Breaking ball, tap foul by Jimmy Paredes. Tyler Cloyd last year divided the year between Class A Clearwater and Double A Reading. This year, outstanding at AAA. Broken bat. It's over the mound. It rolls out near second, and he's on. Rollins tried to barehand it, couldn't come up with a play, and Paredes reaches on the broken bat. Infield single.
Take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that Kevin Franzen ground ball to short, and Raja this broken bat. Dying Quail base hit for Paredes, the first of the game for the Astros.
Rollins couldn't pick it up. Now Tyler Green's the batter. Pitcher spot coming up next. Green's driven in 27 runs. He's got 10 homers. There's strike one to Green. He's hitting .227. And he's hit better here than on the road. Did better with the Astros than he did with the Redbirds. He is starting for the 25th time in the last 29 games at shortstop. Jed Lowry got the call last night, and Jed said his knee feels good today after playing last night. It's 1-1. The plan is to give him some time off and not put him into that lineup several days in a row quite yet. Green's hit .293 in 20 games at Minute Maid Park this year. 5 doubles, 6 homers, and 10 runs batted in those 20 games here. Paredes is a good base stealer. Whether he'll be running here is open to debate. Trailing 4-0. 37 for 47 at Oklahoma City this year. Eric Kratz has thrown out 11 of 25. 44%.
Yeah, I think that's the real difference maker. I think, you know, a lot of times when you get down like this, you don't want to take any chances on the bases, but the Astros don't hit a lot of home runs, so I think if they felt comfortable about Paredes' ability to get the bag off of this tandem of Floyd and Kratz, they might turn him loose. Kratz obviously has done a really good job shutting down the running game.
3-1 now. Floyd and Kratz.
Floyd and Kratz. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
It does. Popped up. Rollins out into shallow center field underneath it. That's one out for Floyd. 20 game winners in Astros history, 7 of them. Larry Dierker, Mike Hampton, Jose Lima, Joe Niekro twice, Roy Oswald twice, J.R. Richard, Mike Scott. AT&T has trivia.
And Mike Scott in '89 won 20 games, but that wasn't the year he won the Cy Young Award. Of course, in '86 he won the Cy Young Award. He was an 18 game winner that year.
Lucas Harrell bunts in the air and over the screen for strike one. Lucas has 9 hits and 53 at bats for a 170 average.
And that's why this becomes not a slam dunk bunt situation. And now Dave Clark's going to talk to Lucas because he does handle the bat pretty well. There's already 1 out in the inning. That would make perfect sense to turn him loose.
He's a switch hitter. It's a little bit better from this side of the plate. 184. He takes it. It's a strike, and it's 0-2 for Floyd. Lucas Harrell has piled up the innings as a rookie. 174 of them. The Astros are third in innings pitched by rookies in the majors this season. Oakland #1. Grounded foul.
Good try. Slap it by the third sacker, drawn in there, showing bunt with 2 strikes, but a little slug bunt on. Well, Lucas leads all major league rookies in innings pitched.
Lucas is 27. He's from Springfield, Missouri. Bunting, and it's fouled, and he struck out. Strikeout number 4 for Floyd. Greg?
Hey. This moment in Astros history is brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. And it was on this date that one of those 20-game winners you were talking about got there. 1999, Mike Hampton beat the Phillies 13-2, joining Jose Lima as the team's first 2020 winning tandem in club history. This moment in MD Anderson, this moment in history, there are other moments. 500th home run by Willie Mays happened in Houston on this date in '65 in the Astrodome off Don Notabart. 6 years later, same date, Frank Robinson joined the same club. So this was a big date for a lot of people.
Jose Altuve fouled out to the catcher in the first inning. Fernando Martinez is on deck with the Astros trailing 4-0. They've been out hit 6-1. Strikes a line drive over second base into center field. Altuve advances Paredes to second and gets Martinez to the plate. Hit number 150 of the season for Altuve.
Good solid line drive. Staying through the middle of the diamond. And Fernando Martinez has been swinging the bat well lately. He's got home run power. Big critical. Well, critical is too strong of a word. Rather important at bat here for Fernando Martinez.
I bet it is.
In the context of this ball game, at least.
He grounded his shortstop in the first inning.
You're not going to make or break anybody's day. Maybe Lucas Harrell, maybe his own. Won't affect interest rates.
No.
Or anything like that.
It's 1-1.
A change piece there. Kid knows how to pitch.
The Orioles got a walk-off win in the 14th today to move into first place alone in the AL East.
Not lost an extra inning game since April.
Wow. Manny Machado had a 2-out RBI single in the 14th to score Adam Jones, give them a 3-2 win over the Rays.
Buck Showalter was asked about his team's success in extra innings after the game, and they've had a ton of extra inning wins and one-run wins. And Showalter said, well, if we're so good at it, why didn't we win it in the 10th? Why did it take us 14?
The Orioles ended a streak of 14 straight seasons with losing records. They're 81-62, so the worst they could finish would be 500. Yankees are playing the Red Sox tonight. A hit batter on a 1-2 count. Martinez has hit to load the bases for Brad Wallace. Second hit batter for Floyd for the Phillies.
And didn't want to make a mistake out over the plate and maybe trying to throw that two-seamer that runs back to the inside corner. He just never got the movement he was looking for.
Eric Kratz out to the mound. Grand slam ties it.
Why not? Fresh start.
Yep. Brad Wallace struck out looking in the second inning. Wouldn't that be something if they could get a fresh start? If they could come up with a 4 spot here. Paredes led off the inning with that broken bat infield hit.
Oh, he's not gone deep at Minute Maid Park yet this year. All of his home runs have been on the road.
The stage is set, JD.
Yeah.
That's ball one.
And we kept joking about how he kept hitting him by bodies of water. Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Chicago, Milwaukee, and so forth.
There's a bayou out there.
And a lot of rain.
We saw a puddle. 1-1. We're begging.
Whatever it takes.
Well, the Orioles 13-2 in extra inning games. Boy, that is some magic for them this year. That's just a fun year for people in the Beltway with the Nationals and the Orioles both working some magic. That'd be crazy if they met in the World Series. In tight. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Oh,
some new blood in there. And just 3 years ago, the Washington Nationals had the worst record in the league.
Isn't that crazy? People would be hitting up their congressmen for World Series tickets. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Paredes is the runner at third. It's Altuve at second. They both singled, and Fernando Martinez was hit by a pitch. There's the situation with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. Justin Maxwell's on deck. Foul ball by Wally. You know, Manny Machado made quite a play last night. You might have seen it on the highlights, JD. He was playing third base, a little topped roller. He came in and he picked it up barehanded and he faked to throw to first, and the runner from second and rounded third too far, and then he threw behind him to the shortstop and they got him in a rundown. Big play in the game. By Floyd, it goes out to Utley. Utley over to Howard. And in the third inning for Houston, it's no runs, 2 hits, 3 men stranded, 4-0 Phillies after 3.
The top of the fourth, and calling all dog lovers, bring your dog to the second Astros Dog Day here at Minute Maid Park of 2012 on Sunday, September 16th, as the Astros host the Phillies. Ticket packages include fun pregame festivities for you and your dog, including the on-field pooch parade and costume contest. Root now and buy tickets at astros.com/dog day. Are you guys hearing these sound effects up here?
We were hearing those. I think Greg has been recording his dog at home.
I think Eschenfelder is just having way too good of a time up here next to me.
Is he throwing peanuts in your hair?
No, he's just barking.
Okay. Okay, well.
He's a German Shepherd.
Tyler Cloyd is at the plate with an 0-2 count. And that's a strikeout, and that's number 4 for Lucas Harrell.
A good breaking ball there, and I think sometimes Lucas gets into some patterns where he's so reliant on his sinker-cutter combination, he moves away from his curveball, and that could be a nice weapon for him if the hitters are sitting on that hard stuff. He's got a good curveball, and I think there are some games where he leaves that in his back pocket a little too much. See if he starts to integrate it a little bit more here as he goes through the order for the third time.
He throws strike 1 to Rollins. Rollins is 0 for 2 in this game. Phillies have out-hit the Astros 6-2 here in the early going.
By the way, I'm a 1-3 put out away from baseball bingo.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you got them all lined up. Well, this could be it right here for you then.
We'll tap her back to the mound.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lucas Harrell shooting for win number 11 of the year. Where's your bingo card?
Bingo card right here. Boots made him up.
Roll to third. Dominguez, whoops, he lost the handle, but still got him. 2 outs. Good recovery.
Good recovery by Dominguez, and maybe a little bit of a quit on the play by Rollins, who got into Charlie Manuel's doghouse earlier this year for just this reason, not going hard down the line, making an assumption. Couldn't tell if Jimmy broke it down that time or not. it happened this year, and that wasn't the first time that Charlie and Jimmy have talked about that.
Right. Juan Pierre is 2 for 2. Pierre hit his first major league homer in this ballpark of Jose Lima into the Crawford boxes in 01. He pokes this one on the ground. Tough play here. Backhand side. Tyler Green. Yes. Very well done by Tyler Green, who had no margin for error. And that's at 1, 2, 3, 4th. 4-0 Phillies.
Brought to you by the All-American Jack Combo at Jack in the Box. It's a no-nonsense burger with fries and a drink, and it's only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. And by the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway miles per gallon. Action moves to the bottom of the 4th as you take a look at downtown Houston. In the dark. Right now the Astros are trailing 4-0. Here's Brown.
Thanks, Greg. That's from our Fox Sports Houston blimp. And there's a strike to Maxwell on the foul ball.
Who's driving that blimp?
Captain Philip Malios went up and braved the elements again tonight, as he frequently does when he's told not to fly, to get those great shots. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Floyd handed this 4-0 lead, facing Maxwell, Castro, and Dominguez here in the 4th. It's 1-2. You ever been up in a blimp, JD?
I've never have. No. Have you done that?
We went up here one time many years ago, and then there was a little problem with the weather, so we went right back down again. We were up there about 12 seconds or so. It wasn't safe. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Conditions can change rapidly, and that's kind of the weather around Houston today was changing rapidly with some storms in the area, maybe more tomorrow, we're told. Bring them on. We need the rain.
It was muggy this morning. My goodness.
Did you go for your 3-mile walk again?
We had to cut it short. We had, got a little bit of a late start. And just, man, brutally muggy.
Fall is coming, in about a week now?
Well, rumor has it.
But it won't come here, will it?
It's usually late arriving.
Yeah.
We'll get it sooner or later.
It's 3-2 now to Justin Maxwell. Tyler Cloyd shooting for his 2nd major league win. That's lined, and that looping liner is a hit out into center field, and it's hit number 3 for the Astros, and a 7-game hitting streak for Maxwell, his longest in the majors. Dan Radisson there to greet him at first.
Boy, nice job by Maxwell on a very tough 3-2 pitch. Little slider running off the outside edge and down, and Maxwell, having seen Cloyd now, has a sense of what he's trying to do, and he went out there and got enough of the barrel on it to get himself a line drive single. But, boy, that's a great 3-2 pitch, and just a nice job of hitting by J-Max.
Jason Castro hit a fly ball to right his first time up. That's strike one. So the adjusted rotation for the Astros now, with Bud Norris dropping out for one start. Bud not starting tomorrow night. It will be Edgar Gonzalez tomorrow night against Cole Hamels. Then Dallas Keuchel will go against Roy Halladay. No, he'll go against Kyle Kendrick, and Jordan Lyles will get Roy Halladay on Sunday. We will not be on the air Saturday or any Saturday in September because of college football. But tomorrow night and Sunday we will be televising those games. Foul back. 1-2. And we'll be checking on that New York Penn League championship game tonight. It might be over by now. It's a best-of-3 series tied at 1. Tri-City Valley Cats are playing at Hudson Valley tonight. They lost at Hudson Valley last night 5-2. So they're playing for the rings. Broken bat. It loops out into right center field. It falls in for a hit for Castro. Maxwell to second, and it's first and second, nobody out on the broken bat hit.
Take that, John Mayberry Jr. The Astros with a big threat in the third. Left them loaded and right back at Cloyd here in the fourth. Line drive single. Shattered bat. Shadubi single. Action starts to heat up in the Philly pen. They have to treat these games like they're playoff games.
B.J. Rosenberg is warming up. Rich Doobie, pitching coach of the Phillies. As Rosenberg gets loose, he buys him some time.
Do they get rings for winning the New York Penn League?
They do.
Wow.
Absolutely.
They didn't back in my day.
Really? Greg?
I just went to MILB.com. Doesn't look good right now. 8-3 Hudson Valley. That game's into the top of the ninth.
No quitting those Valley Cats, though.
No, all they got to score 6 to win.
That's nothing.
Matt Dominguez struck out in the second inning. It's a setup for the Valley Cats to win. Roaring from behind. Here's ball one. Lancaster Jethawks play at Modesto tonight as they open the California League Championship Series. Jethawks won the 5-game series against High Desert 3-1. So another shot at rings in the Astros organization.
It's a Jethawk.
I really have not heard of a Jethawk except when we read these results this year. I'd never heard of a Jethawk. I have no idea what a Jethawk is.
More to do with Jets or Hawks?
I think it's a hybrid, and I think they made it up just for a cool nickname.
For a cool sounding name?
Yeah.
That's bogus.
Maxwell and Castro, the base runners. And here's betting that they have a very nice logo. It's extremely marketable. It's tied into nearby Edwards Air Force Base, and the test pilots are busy there testing aircraft. So that was the actually the Fox Sports Houston blimp that just came by. Ball left field. Juan Pierre's running out of room. He's at the base of the wall. Now backs off the wall. And that's a 3-run homer. And it's a 1-run game now. Matt Dominguez hits number 4. He's good at 3-run homers. That's his third. 4 homers, 10 runs batted in.
I got 2 last week in Cincinnati. One off Aroldis Chapman, one off Johnny Cueto. Tyler Cloyd will probably take no solace in the fact that he's been added to that list. If Dominguez gets this fastball that was running in, you see where Kratz is set up on the outer part of home plate. Cloyd hasn't missed much tonight. He missed here and he paid a price for it. And it's going to cost him a trip to the showers.
Certainly is. Charlie Manuel will make a pitching move right here. After that 3-run homer makes it 4-3 Phillies. We'll be right back. Home run, giving him 10 runs batted in, knocking out Tyler Cloyd in 65 pitches. He allowed in 3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Of the 65 pitches, 43 were strikes. He cannot be the winning pitcher because he didn't go 5 as the starter. B.J. Rosenberg comes in with a 1-2 record, an ERA of 11.08.
Rosenberg at the big league level has pitched 17 times. He started the year at Double-A Reading. That was his 3rd year with that club. Was called up to Lehigh Valley. The Triple-A club, worked as both a starter and a reliever there. And getting his first time in the big leagues now. With those appearances we showed you. Control's been an issue here at the big league level with 9 walks. In just a few innings. Here's the home run from Dominguez. Doesn't crush it. Didn't need to. That's a Crawford box home run, and if you have that on your baseball bingo card, you can cross that one out.
Did you have that on your card?
Yeah, I've got it up there under the O. Crawford box homer.
You're about to win this thing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tyler Green on deck. Beretta singled. Takes that one for a ball to make it 2-1. Rosenberg came up from AAA Lehigh Valley. Made his major league debut in June. At Baltimore, took a loss, and then he came back up August 3rd. That was the 3rd time he had been up this year.
Just shy of his 27th birthday, he pitched collegiately at Louisville. 13th round pick in 2008.
Listed at 6'3", 220. He was born at Newport News, Virginia. Loretis is down on strikes. It's out number 1. Tyler Green will follow. Then the pitcher spot comes up.
Charlie Manuel yanks the finesse guy, brings in more of a power arm, and Rosenberg elevates that fastball at 94 miles an hour and just overmatches Jimmy.
Rosenberg was a starter in 6 games for Lehigh Valley this year, with good numbers in those starts. Tyler Green popped a short on a 3-1 count. And looping liner left field. Pierre over. Pierre diving off his glove. Over toward the line. Tyler Green in with a double. Fourth hit of the inning. Green's 14th double.
Calculated risk there for Rollins. He could have stayed on his feet, played it on a hop, and held Green to a single, but he decided to try to make a big play and came up just a little bit short.
Did get his glove on it to keep it not too far away, but still an extra base hit. And now Lucas Harrell can tie this game with a well-placed hit.
Lucas Harrell has new life. It's been a frustrating night for him. You can tell he's just not comfortable out there on the mound. Things not going his way. Just hasn't really settled in, but he has an opportunity now to really get back into the groove. He's down just a run.
Altuve's on deck. Utley's trying to keep the runner close.
To a certain extent, that short wall in left field frees up a left fielder to try to make a play like that, because in a big yard, if you dive and miss, say like Pittsburgh, that's an easy triple.
Right. That's really why Tony DeFrancesco did not want to play Paredes in left field in this ballpark. Just it takes a lot of thought and some repetitions to get comfortable with being a left fielder here. So he said he doesn't mind playing him in left field on the road, but in this ballpark he doesn't want to do that this season. Oak foul.
Yeah, when the guy's learning a new position, you prefer to just let him play and limit the extra thinking you might have to do when dealing with a peculiar area of a ballpark.
Rosenberg has had good strikeout numbers with the Phillies. 15 punch outs in 13 innings. Harrell chased it and struck out. That's number 2. Now Altuve will try to knock in this runner from second. Green. He hit a line drive single to center in the 3rd inning. Jose 1 for 2 in this one. The Phillies, when they made that big rush at the end of the season in 07, overcame a 7-game deficit with 17 to play. Altuve is 1 for 2. Phillies have been outscored by their opponents this season. That's ball 1 to Altuve. Astros showing some fight here in this inning with singles by Maxwell and Castro, then 3-run homer by Dominguez, a double by Green. It's ball 2, and that makes it 2 balls, no strikes. So Dominguez has really changed the complexion of this one. Nice to have that 3-run homer in the arsenal. The Astros did not hit many of those earlier this year. Out to center field. Mayberry in right center for the 3rd out. After the 2 hits by Maxwell and Castro, Dominguez stepped up, hit the Crawford boxes, makes it a 1-run Philly lead, 4-3.
4-game series. Edgar Gonzalez in the starting rotation for the first time since 2009, making the most of his opportunity. 2 starts, 2 5-1 wins. He's stepping in place of Bud Norris, so giving him a little more time for that blistered heel. Ironically enough, Edgar left his last game, that was a start in Cincinnati, because of a blister on his foot. He'll go against Cole Hamels tomorrow. That has been your Mazda game break. Chase Utley steps in, and we kick it back to Bill Brown, Jim DeShays, guys.
Thanks, Kevin. There's ball 1 to Utley. He singled and scored in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. Yeah, one guy with blisters giving way to another guy with blisters in the Astros rotation.
Well, not to demean Kyle Kendrick, but Edgar goes from facing Kyle to facing Cole Hamels. That's a bit of a tough break.
Well, Hamels, big year. 3.03 ERA, 14-6 for Hamels. 2 balls and a strike to Utley. Yankees lead the Red Sox 2-0 in the middle of the 7th at Fenway. Phil Hughes is doing the good work on the mound. Felix Doubront started for Boston, but he's gone now.
Andy Pettitte set to make his return on Tuesday against the Blue Jays.
Ooh. He could be a difference maker. Derek Jeter is DHing. He is bothered by a leg problem right now. He's hitting .323 this year. Strike makes it 3 balls, 2 strikes. Red Sox are now 64-79. A miserable year for them. Utley draws a leadoff walk. That's number 3. And Harrell has a base runner with Howard the batter. Howard hit the sac fly in the 3rd inning after grounding out earlier. There have been some interesting confrontations at the mound between Bobby Valentine and his pitchers the last few days. One-sided conversations. Bobby doing all the talking and the pitchers looking fairly disinterested.
Well, that is Sevis kid, right?
Yeah.
It was the one I've been reading about. Won't even look at Bobby.
No, he didn't. He didn't look at him. Some interesting body language.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
No. It's almost as if the players know it's Bobby's final days as a skipper, so it's a ho-hum attitude to get through the season, knowing that somebody else will be at the helm. But that's just guesswork at this point. Red Sox top brass says no. Line shot knocked down. Here's Harrell throwing from a knee to get Howard. Good play with Utley taking second. He almost gloved that and held it, but it was too hot to handle in this case.
Could have been a base hit up the middle. Could have been a play for Tyler Green, because he was shaded that way with Howard hitting, but it was so sharply hit. And just great quick reaction here by Lucas to throw that glove up there, knock it down, then scramble and make the put out at first base. Had all kinds of time, didn't need to hurry that throw.
Have you seen a shooting star jersey here tonight?
I don't know, but I just got bingo off that 1-3 put out.
Well, I could have had it with a shooting star jersey. So congratulations. Bingo.
Bingo.
Mayberry singled in a run in the 3rd inning and scored. He's 1 for 2. But
So
we digress.
That's what they mean when they say have a little bingo.
Utley goes to 3rd on the ground at a shortstop. Tyler Green gets Mayberry. 2 down. And now it'll be Dominic Brown coming up. He's walked both times. Lucas Harrell in a 1-run game now. And there it is. But you beat everybody to it. You got the bingo. What do you win for that?
Well, I think Boots is going to give me a piece of fried chicken from the press lounge.
Okay. Well, he gave me about an 8-page handout on pinch runners. So I got something too, Katie.
Here's the winning bingo card. It's right there.
Here's the losing bingo card right here.
Fielding error, foul ball on a 3-2 count, free space, 1-3 put out, and the sac fly. Right down the line like that.
Yeah.
If we were playing letter H, we'd still be going, or fill the card, or.
Fouled away. And Dominic Brown has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Here's what he gave me. The handout on Herb Washington, we talked about him last night. A guy named Alan Lewis, who was used almost exclusively as a pinch runner. Remember him?
I do not.
But we can get into that some other time. Fly ball center field. Maxwell waiting.
See how this game develops.
Yeah, we'll put it on the back burner. And in the middle of the 5th inning, it's 4-3 Phillies.
That is, I wonder if that's a Chevy hometown kid. It's certainly a hometown kid. Emily Rippert might know. There's another one. She hosts a show that you can watch every Saturday. By the way, there are replays, too. We caught one the other night at 5 o'clock while we were at the ballpark. It's on normally Saturday at 10 a.m. on Fox Sports Houston, or you can visit hometownkids.tv for more information.
You're watching replays of Chevy hometown kids?
Yeah, there was one on the other day up in the, I was watching in the press box.
Okay. Fernando Martinez lines one to left. Juan Pierre, that ball got out there in a hurry. Scorched it, but it's out number 1 for Rosenberg.
Pierre almost overran that ball. And a lot more carry than he anticipated off the bat. He breaks in hard and then just lock up, slam on the brakes, maybe battle some lights a little bit.
Yeah. It was a screamer. No luck for Fernando on that swing. Brett Wallace has struck out looking and grounded out. Toronto 8, Seattle 3. They played 8. And Edwin Encarnacion hit his 40th home run for the Blue Jays.
He has turned into a big time masher.
Sure has.
First came up with Cincinnati. He was highly touted, but had his struggles establishing himself in the big leagues. Hit a lot of doubles and, occasional home run power. Struggled defensively. As a hitter, he's gotten better and better.
Wallace thrown out by Utley. 2 outs.
It's interesting. You think about what he's done, what Jose Bautista did after going to Toronto. I mean, I don't know if there's a common thread there in terms of a hitting coach or a hitting program. But 2 guys that have really turned things around, and not just went from not so good to okay. I mean, Bautista, one of the best players in the game, and Encarnacion having one of the best years of anybody in the game.
It must be the exchange rate on baseballs north of the border. Ball 1 to Maxwell. Yeah, it's been a trend, hasn't it?
Who's their hitting coach up there? Maybe they're working with Ash.
They might be working with Ash. Ash will be here another 10 days or so. Broken bat roller to third. Here's the play on the run, and very well done by Franson. to end the 5th inning with a 4-3 Phillies lead. Reverse replay, and here's a ground ball in the hole, and Tyler Green really had to do everything perfectly to get the speedy Juan Pierre. He did that in the 4th inning.
Yeah, good strong throw. Body taking him in one direction, and then the ability to get enough on it back across his body to get Pierre. Very impressive play. Bang banger there at first. Pierre going down the line, you would expect it to be awfully close.
Kevin Franson made that excellent play to get Maxwell to end the 5th inning. Franson leads it off in the 6th. He is 1 for 2. He had that RBI infield hit to shortstop in the 3rd. And there's strike 1 for Lucas Harrell, who has some staying power in this game after giving up 3 in the 3rd inning. Josh Lindblom is warming up for the Phillies. Fly ball out to right center. Jimmy Paredes catches it. 1 out. It's 87 pitches so far for Harrell. And he could be coming up in the bottom of the inning. But he's been able to right the ship after that 3-run 3rd. And 2 of the runs were earned in that inning. That's the pitch count for Harrell as he faces Kratz. Kratz has an RBI double in 2 trips. Pete Orr's on deck. There's strike 1. Or a left-handed hitting infielder getting ready to pinch hit for Rosenberg. Harrell delivers ball 1. It's a 1-ball 1-strike count. Kratz was a 29th round draft choice of Toronto in 2002. Then he was picked up by the Pirates in 2009. Phillies signed him as a free agent a year ago last winter. Tyler Green fields his grounder, throws him out. 2 outs. And Harrell is his own relief pitcher in this game. He maintains a nice tempo. Things really slowed down in that 3rd inning as it was spiraling against him, and he was able to get the strikeout on Kratz, looking with 2 men on to begin his turnaround tonight. Pete Orr at 298 with no homers has driven in 5. Formerly with the Atlanta Braves. Orr's 33 years old. He's hitting .333 as a pinch hitter. 1-0 to Orr from Ontario. But he went to Galveston Community College. 2-0. So did Juan Pierre.
Despite the fact that he's from Ontario and his name is Orr, he is not related to the great Bobby Orr.
2 balls.
Even wears the number.
Yeah. plays third and second base. He came up from Lehigh Valley on the 4th of September. Hit .258 there for the Iron Pigs. That's a looping line drive hit to left field by the pinch hitter Orr. First hit since the third inning by a Philly. He's aboard for Jimmy Rollins, who's 0 for 3.
Sam Perlazzo, the first base coach there for the Phillies, in Orr's ear.
Rollins is struck out looking. He's grounded out twice. Rosenberg in 2 innings allowed 1 hit, no runs. He had no walks, and he struck out 2. Runner going. Castro's throw, and safe. Tyler Green over. But Orr got there for the steal.
Well, wasting no time, taking off on the first pitch, getting into scoring position for Rollins.
Skated right into second with his 3rd steal of the year. That's a good head first slide there. Rollins takes a look at it, and it's 2-0. The Angels beat Oakland today 6-0. Jared Weaver went to 17-4, beating Brett Anderson. He had been skipped in his last start. He had taken a line drive off his right shoulder. Came back strong today. So that Angel club is still hanging.
He needed to win that one. Had lost 3 in a row. Snapped a 6-game Oakland winning streak. Oakland had won like 12 in a row on the road. Something crazy like that.
Let's see. Oakland's road record 40-30 before today. Very good. Rollins looks at a strike. 3-1 to Jimmy. Rollins is 33 now. Second round pick by the Phillies in '96. He's from Oakland.
Harrell generally pretty aggressive, and he keeps the ball in the ballpark. He's allowed just 11 home runs this year. There's a situation where you want to be a little careful here with Rollins. Pierre, even though he's got a couple of knocks on deck, doesn't hit for power. Rollins does.
Rollins walks. 2 men on now for Juan Pierre, who has 2 singles, and in the 4th inning he hit a ground ball in the hole at shortstop. We just saw that a minute ago. Tyler Green made an excellent play to get him. Doug Brocail out to the mound. That's an important point in this game. 99 pitches for Lucas Harrell, trailing 4-3. He was behind 4-0. He could get Pierre and go to the bottom of the 6th inning with the possibility that the Astros would pinch hit for him if his spot came up.
And Pierre's game is he's a line drive hitter who tries to hit the ball up the middle and the other way. So when he's been successful with that game plan as a pitcher, you're inclined to try to get in on him, and every now and then he'll throw a little surprise party at you. He'll look in there and he'll cheat. Not that he's going to yank it into the seats, but every now and then he'll turn on one and hit it with authority to right field.
All one upstairs.
Brett Butler used to do that.
Yeah.
He'd just kind of ping you the other way, and then then when you try to fight back by coming in, he'd be looking in there and he'd jump on it.
It's 1-1. Cleveland and Texas are tied 2-2. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Gets in tight. Like Pierre might have been looking away on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Harrell thought he had a strike. He's asking Bill Miller, was that ball in? And this is a situation too where you could really cheat in left field. Bring your center fielder over, really just do a kind of pitch away, play away, and cheat your left fielder in and have a shot at throwing Orr out. Even though Orr runs well, and with 2 outs, he's going to be going with the swing, so it'd be tough to throw him out. But you could cheat in left field and come and get a little line drive off the bat of Pierre and have a legitimate shot at throwing Orr out at home plate.
Lefty Xavier Cedeno and right-hander Hector Ambriz are in the Astros bullpen there. Harrell slowed down a little bit when they couldn't get together on the signs. Lucas likes to maintain a fast pace. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, his body language has been pretty apparent tonight. Frustrated on a lot of fronts. Right now it's mostly aimed at the home plate umpire.
To Pierre. He's walked 20 times this season. Good pitch, makes it a full count, and now with 2 outs the runners will be moving. Kansas City 3, Minnesota 1. They've played 5 in the Twin Cities.
That was a great shot right there. Good camera work. Fastball in. He doesn't want to have to wait.
Runners go, and it's ball 4. The bases are loaded for Chase Utley now, and Harrell takes a walk. That's 5 walks for him.
He's looking over at the dugout, putting his glove up, saying, "Stay there, I'm good." He's a beauty, boy.
Yeah, he wants to compete, doesn't he? Utley singled in the 3rd inning to right field. He walked in the 5th.
You know, and when you're Harrell, you're in a hurry, and you know these guys have been sent out to talk to you to buy time for the bullpen, and you're like, just go back to your position. I remember having those conversations with the catcher, and they said, "I'm sorry, man, I got to be out here. They sent me out here." And I said, "No, we're good. Go." Can't. Just doing my job.
That's what it was. And Tony D will make the change now, getting Harrell out of the game. And just by the happenings of this inning, you can understand a lot of things with this move. 105 pitches for Harrell, and things have been a little bit out of sync here. So he gives up the baseball, and the bullpen will come in with a score for the 3 Phillies. Three Phillies. He left with the bases loaded and 2 outs. He was distressed by a call, or more than one call, by home plate umpire Bill Miller. And as he walked off the mound, he looked in and said something about the umpiring, and he was tossed out of the game. He had been removed, but this means an automatic fine. The fact that he is ejected by Bill Miller.
And I thought for most of the night, Bill Miller had a fairly generous strike zone. And those were borderline pitches. I don't think he missed any, slam dunk right over the heart of the plate type pitches. Just a frustrating night for Harrell, and bubbled to the top. It happens.
Xavier Cedeno comes in. He's 0-1 with a 4.68 ERA in 25 innings. Walking 11, fanning 27. This is the 7th time this year he has entered a game with the bases loaded. And it's Utley batting. Utley has a single and a walk.
Yeah, was it Kansas City?
Yeah.
And he came in with the bases loaded and got the save.
Got the save. Ball 1 to Utley. Howard's on deck.
Well, Utley steps up there against a situational lefty with the bases loaded, and I guarantee in the back of his mind he knows that 96% of the time he's going to see a breaking ball there.
Cedeno pitched Monday and Tuesday nights in the Cubs series, and he pitched scoreless baseball in both those games. He held on to a 1-0 lead in the 6th inning when he came in Tuesday night and got 2 batters. Strike, and it's 1-1.
Handy there.
The bullpen worked together in concert in that 1-0 win because Cedeno got 2 outs, but he left the game with 2 more men on base, and they did not score. That was a major league record. 11 pitchers working in a 1-0 game.
It's a good pitch, boy. If you can throw that crossfire fastball down and away like that.
Sure is. 2-1 for Cedeno.
Got the arm angle working for you. You're dropping down on a left-handed hitter. That can be a little intimidating. And then the ability to not just throw your breaking ball out there, but to get your fastball to that outside edge as well. It's a real nice pitch. Left-handed hitters, I think it's easier for them to stay on the breaking ball moving across the plate than a good swifty to that outside corner.
Left-handed hitters are hitting .255 against Cedeno. Up the right field line, but foul. Seats. 2-2 to Utley. Utley's hitting .213 against left-handed pitching this season in 89 at-bats coming into this game. Breaking pitch, tap to first. Wallace with the toss to Cedeno, and he's out of bases loaded trouble. No runs, 1 hit, 3 men left for the Phillies in the middle of the 6th inning. 4-3 Philadelphia.
Lead the Astros as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Hey, mark this on your calendar because as part of the Houston Astros 50th anniversary celebration presented by the Methodist Hospital System, we'd like to invite you to the Legends Luncheon on Saturday, September 22nd this year. Enjoy lunch and a 50th anniversary program with your favorite Astro alumni, including some members of the all-time 25-man roster. So get your tickets now at Astros.com. Again, mark down the date. It's Saturday, September 22nd. At 11 a.m., guys.
You can even play air guitar if you come. Thanks, Greg. It is a one-run lead for the Phillies. They go with pitcher number 3 of the night. Josh Lindblom, he came in the Shane Victorino trade from the Dodgers. He's 3-3.
It's the worst air guitar I've ever seen. Looked like they were trying to start up one of those old Model Ts or whatever. I don't know what the heck was going on there.
Their own game going. This ball 1 to Jason Castro. He singled and scored on the 3-run Matt Dominguez homer in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. Rosenberg with a couple of scoreless innings in relief of Floyd, the starter.
And Bloom, a relief pitcher with the starter's repertoire. Fastball, slider, curveball, change. Fastball averages about 93 miles an hour. That's how you strum that air guitar.
Yeah. 3 balls, no strikes. Lindblom is 25 years old. He was born in Lafayette, Indiana. Went to Purdue University. Of course. Fastball makes it into the zone there at 91 for a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Lindblom has pitched very well 3 times against the Astros. No runs allowed, just 1 hit in 3 innings as a member of the Dodgers this year. That's a walk. Castro leading it off here in the 6th inning by coaxing the base on balls. And just as we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Here's the 3-run homer by Dominguez.
Boy, it had been pretty darn good. Went into a little bit of a buzzsaw there in the 4th. Made the mistake on Dominguez. Had that fastball run back into his power. And we've got a 1-run game.
Dominguez 1 for 2. He struck out earlier. And Bloom falls behind him. It's 1-0. And Bloom was drafted in the 2nd round in 2008 by the Dodgers. Came to the big leagues last year for 27 appearances with the big league club in Los Angeles. His last 5 innings, over 7 appearances. He has not given up a run while striking out 8. It's 1-1. In Atlanta on the 1st of September, he got his first win as a Philly, and then he got his first save just a few days before that against Washington. Jonathan Papelbon has done a nice job out of the bullpen recently. Strike makes it 1-2. The Phillies relievers now have a run of 18 1/3 consecutive shutout innings, including the 2 scoreless frames by Rosenberg in this game. Throw goes over to first on Castro. That trade was July 31st. Shane Victorino to the Dodgers for Lindblom, Ethan Martin, a right-handed pitcher, and Ryan O'Sullivan, another right-handed pitcher. Tap foul.
That was kind of phase 1 for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They made the deal with the Red Sox. Had Beckett and Gonzalez and Carl Crawford. Most of those guys, Victorino hasn't done a whole lot with the Dodgers. Hanley's hit for power.
Right.
Hanley's hit 10 home runs. Gonzalez hasn't done much at all. He got the game-winning hit his first day in a Dodger uniform, but his numbers there are not good. Beckett's been okay.
Crawford's been hurt. Foul back. Still 1-2. The Dodgers have something like $170 million committed to next year's payroll. Jimmy Paredes is on deck. And The Red Sox really unburdened themselves. They don't have much committed at all for next year now. So the thought is that they might be big free agent shoppers. Into right field, and there's a running catch by Brown. Those long strides he got there for out number 1. It was really something that folks thought would not be good short term, and the Phillies made those deals. Unloaded Hunter Pence to the Giants. Shane Victorino is gone, so they didn't really seem to have proven outfielders on the scene anymore. Jake Diekman warming up. But look what they've done. They got Utley and Howard back. That helps some, certainly. Wesley Wright is warming up, and they've had some great performances from fill-in guys like Cranston and Kratz.
And Pierre's had a nice year. Ty Wigginton earlier on was swinging it pretty well.
Phillies relievers have a 3.36 ERA since the All-Star break. They've used 18 different relief pitchers this year. Runner goes. Foul ball. Castro took off, and Paredes fouled it for a 1-1 count. Larry Durker was talking around the batting cage last night about when he was managing the Astros. He said, I kept trying hit and run plays, and they weren't working out. And we finally changed the setup and just said we're not going to do that anymore. Give the runners a green light and tell the hitters, if you want to swing, if that pitch is in the strike zone, go ahead and hit it. Don't take the pitch so the runner can steal a base. And he said, we started having all kinds of success, and people thought we were using hit and run plays, but we weren't. It was just the hitter having the option to swing.
They used to refer to as a run and hit. Because the hit and run, it's incumbent on the guy in the batter's box to swing the bat. He's trying to protect the base runner. Run and hit, the guy's stealing, and you have the option to swing if you want.
Ground ball wide of first.
And obviously the personnel will dictate how you're going to play. You're not going to straight steal with Castro. So when you see him going there and Paredes hacking, you know that was a hit and run play.
Yes.
And Tony D has said it on a number of occasions that he wants to use that play. The upside is you create some movement on the infield. You stay out of some double plays. The downside is you force hitters to swing at pitches that might be out of the zone. Of course, if you're Tony, with the way Paredes hacks, you probably think, well, we might as well. He's swinging anyway.
Right. 2-2 now.
Might as well take advantage of that aggressiveness.
Jimmy has walked twice in 53 at-bats for the Astros. Tyler Green's on deck. Paredes is down on strikes for out number 2. Green doubled to left in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2.
Nice job by the Philly pen so far. First Rosenberg, now Lindblom coming in and settling things down.
Now with Green batting, Jed Lowry comes out to the on-deck circle. Pitcher Spadu up next. Steve Sparks and Brett Dolan are broadcasting on Astros radio. Lowell Matheny is at the controls, and Dave Raymond is joining them, but we only saw his left ear. There's strike 1. There's Dave.
He's got an appearance clause.
Does he?
Yeah, whenever he shows up on our air, we have to give him $50. Try to keep him cut out of it. And you saw next to him Scott Fransky doing play-by-play for the Phillies. His theme song tonight: clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right.
1 ball, 1 strike. Larry Anderson is doing Phillies TV today?
No, he's doing radio.
Radio, okay. Was he in that shot? I didn't see.
He wasn't in the shot, but he was supposedly in the booth.
He might be eating right now. No, he's working hard.
Ooh, man, good life on that heater.
1-2. There's Andy. Great to have him back in town.
It's Chase's son.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you because I didn't recognize him. Did he name his son for Chase Utley?
I don't think the timing would quite work out. Chase hasn't been in the game that long.
It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's not that old. 7 hits for the Phillies, 6 for the Astros. The Astros have the only error in the game. The Phillies have left 8 men on. The Astros have stranded 4. Green struck out to end the 6th inning with no runs, no hits, and a man stranded after 6. It's 4-3 Philadelphia.
Safe and affordable, it's probably a Hyundai. And by AT&T, rethink possible. But folks, it's possible. It's only a 4-3 game as it moves on to the 7th. There you see the score. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays are thinking possible, and they're in the booth.
Well, if people were watching after the first 3 innings and it was 4-0 Phillies, it looks a whole lot more possible for the Astros now, certainly, with that Matt Dominguez 3-run homer. And then they had a chance to tie it in the 4th inning on the double by Green. But Phillies relief pitching has held on to this lead. Rosenberg and Lindblom so far. Now it's Cedeno staying in because Jed Lowry was in the on-deck circle to pinch hit when Tyler Green made the last out. So the pitchers due to lead off the bottom of the inning, and a left-handed hitter Howard is in the box. Mayberry on deck. Brown, another left-handed hitter, due to bat 3rd in the inning. Howard is 0 for 2 with a sac fly. There's ball 1. Boy, everybody was pumped up for that big Detroit White Sox matchup tonight in Chicago. Justin Verlander versus Chris Sale. Rained out.
Get a roof.
Yeah. Strike makes it 1-1.
When are they going to play?
Monday. It's a real downer for the folks in Chicago and folks watching on TV back in Detroit. Not to be entertained by that pitching duel. Could have been one anyway. It's 1-2. Who knows how it's going to turn out, but those guys are certainly quite capable of dueling.
So Detroit will, where are they going home for the weekend? And skip back to Chicago to play on Monday? Is that the deal?
Not too sure, but
because I believe today was the final scheduled game between those two clubs.
Struck him out. One down, strikeout number 5 for Astros pitchers. Detroit will be at Cleveland tomorrow.
That's fairly easy.
White Sox will be at Minnesota. Mayberry had the RBI single in the 3rd inning. He later scored. He's 1 for 3. Lucas Harrell threw 105 pitches, 62 for strikes in 5 2/3 innings. He allowed 7 hits, 4 runs, walked 5, fanned 4, and threw a wild pitch. Strike to Mayberry. That's a race to follow. That Detroit White Sox race. Chicago leading Detroit by 1 game. Tigers won the last 2 from the White Sox of the 4-game series. One ball, 1 strike. So right now in the American League wildcard race, it's Oakland, and then Baltimore now is taking over first. So New York with a chance to tie, and Tampa Bay trailing by 3. Detroit down by 5 coming into play tonight in the wild card race. Lefty Antonio Bastardo is warming up for the Phillies. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Astros in the month of September played much better than before. They are 5-6 in September. They lost both of their games in Philadelphia in May. Chance to make an impact on the wild card race here. 2-2.
Cedeno, with a right-handed hitter, will come from over the top a little bit more. He won't quite have that lower arm angle where he slings it to a left-handed hitter, designed to kind of get a lefty to back out a little bit. Obviously, that doesn't do him any good against a right-handed hitter. So he gets on top and gets more downward action on his breaking pitch against a right-handed hitter.
Ball 3 to Mayberry. It's a full count. Daniel's done a nice job this season. He's been put into a lot of pressure situations, such as the one tonight with the bases loaded. Mayberry has hit .295 against lefties with 8 homers. Mayberry's 28. He was a first-round pick of Texas in 05. The Phillies got him in a trade after the 08 season. Born in Kansas City, his dad played for the Royals, where he had his big years. He looks at that one, and it's a walk. Mayberry, totally different type of player as far as body type than his dad, and he bats right. His dad hit left. Dad was a big power hitting first sacker. Mayberry went to Stanford. He's aboard now. Last year he stole 8 in 11 tries. This year he's 1 for 1. Dominic Brown's the batter. Brown has walked twice and flied to center. Tyler Green and Jose Altuve are set up to turn a pair. In tight, ball 1. John Mayberry Sr. was the #1 pick of the Astros from Detroit. Made his debut in '68 with Houston.
At the age of 19.
1-1. That was a trade that did not turn out too well. He got away to Kansas City, and then he really blossomed. A trade for lefty reliever Jim York. Cedeno dropped down. He missed with the pitch, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
How'd Jim York pan out, Brownie?
I think he had an okay career, but certainly Mayberry was lights out. You know, he played in that big ballpark in Kansas City too. He hit some wicked line drive home runs with all kinds of carry. Breaking pitch, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Royals had a lot of speedsters around him, but they needed a power hitter in that lineup. He provided very good power for Kansas City. Booth says the Astros thought York would be a closer, but he was more of a setup man for them. That's a strike, and that makes it 3-2. Cleveland and Texas remain tied 2-2. They're in the top of the 8th. Josh Hamilton sitting it out tonight. You know, Hamilton's headed for free agency, and he certainly would be one of the top guys on the free agent market if he does not sign with the Rangers. It would be very intriguing for some to see what kind of a deal the Rangers offer him, because of his injury history.
Yeah, and his addiction history too. That's a little scary for a club.
It really is. Yep. Runner goes, bounce to shortstop. Green was going to cover. He'll take the out at first. Mayberry to second on out number 2.
Yeah, maybe a situation where Hamilton has more value to a club, you know, who doesn't have Josh Hamilton than a club that does. Somebody from the outside saying, yeah, look at this guy, what he can do on a baseball field. You know, we'd be willing to give him that 7-year deal or whatever it is. And the Rangers may, having lived with him for a little while, said that, you know, he's a great player, good guy, great story, but there's a certain amount of risk there that we're not willing to take, given the fact that we have a lot of other really good offensive players. So, I mean, I think they'll make a run at trying to sign him. Just how far they go, who knows?
I have to agree with you on that. Now a double switch for Tony DeFrancesco. Brandon Barnes in the game in right field. He'll be batting 9th. And Jimmy Paredes coming out as Hector Ambriz makes his way in from the bullpen. 4-3 Phillies. Back in a moment. Pitchers for tomorrow. There is a change in the Astros rotation. Bud Norris is being skipped because of blisters on his right hand, and Edgar Gonzalez moves up a day to pitch tomorrow night against Cole Hamels. Gonzalez has won both of his Houston starts. He's 2-0 with a 1.74 ERA. Cole Hamels is 14-6. His ERA is 3.03. And look at the strikeout to walk numbers, 184 to 48.
Yeah, boy, that guy can pitch.
Brandon Barnes has come in the double switch. He's in right field. He's batting 9th. He'll be leading it off in the bottom of the inning. And the pitcher is Hector Ambriz.
And that's what we were talking about in the pregame show. The Phillies given up for dead here a few weeks ago. Now they come screaming towards the finish line, and if they get in there with that starting pitching.
Oh, watch it.
They could make a run.
Furthermore, as Ambrose throws strike one to Franson, Franson is 1 for 3 with an RBI. They have the depth in their rotation. If they have to play that one-game wild card playoff, you could say, well, okay, maybe they'll go Hamels in that. If they do, they still have Halliday and Lee for the first 2 games of the next series.
And whoever pitched that game could probably come back a day short.
Yeah,
if need be.
Maxwell in center. Ambrose gets the out to end the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits, a man stranded. 7th inning stretch time, 4-3 Phillies. Little guy getting ready for maybe a ball out there. Meanwhile, it's Nate Shearholz, the former Giant, in the game in right field in a double switch for Charlie Manuel. He's batting in the number 9 spot. And Dominic Brown. Let's see. Brown is still in the game. He's moving to left. So Juan Pierre is leaving the game. So double switch puts the pitcher in the number 2 spot instead of the number 6 spot. We'll make that notation. Juan Pierre was on 3 times in the game tonight. 2 singles and a walk. Scored a run. Antonio Bastardo is the pitcher, the lefty with a 2-4 record, a 4.57 ERA.
And Bastardo's been much better of late, as has the Philly bullpen overall. You see the good strikeout number, 70 punch-outs in just 45 in the 3rd innings.
That'll get your attention. Brandon Barnes is first up. He entered in the double switch for the Astros in right field. 197, 1 homer, 5 runs batted in for Brandon. He's had 61 at bats. Brandon was down talking to a group of high school journalism students before the game tonight.
You were supposed to do that too, weren't you? Did you do that?
Yeah, and Gene Diaz was there. So we were trying to give them a little bit of flavor for our various jobs, and it was fun to field their questions. Foul back.
Where were these kids from?
I got there late, and I did not hear what schools they were from, JD. Because,
they're from different schools.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gene Diaz had the earlier session, and he said he didn't need me till 5:30. So we each had about 15 minutes. I had some good questions, though. And they were all awake and they acted interested.
You didn't have to go Bueller on them?
No.
Anyone?
Unlike some of us in high school. Bastardo with this 1-run lead, working the 7th inning. Papelbon gets the 9th usually. Altuve is next. And Fernando Martinez.
Cheese at the knees, just a little low there from Bastardo. Happy birthday, Wade Miller, former Astro. Wade Miller celebrating a birthday today.
How old is Whitey?
36.
Okay. Boy, he had some really good years here. 13,028 the paid attendance.
Ooh, swinging a high fastball.
We used to call it Miller Park because it was Miller Park, but Wade Miller pitched really well at Miller Park, didn't he?
Wade finished 62-46 in his career. Cut short due to injuries. He was 31 when he finished up with the Cubs, but consecutive seasons here of 16-8, 15-4, and 14-13. 2001, 2, and 3. And just kind of downhill from there. Again, a lot of it due to injuries. Kind of a funky, stressful delivery, but he was a gamer. I'm talking to Craig and Jeff about him. They love playing behind him.
They did. They still talk about him.
No excuses kind of guy. Give me the ball. Let's go.
He really battled and didn't want to come out of games, piled up the innings. Barnes hits it foul. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. I remember Jimmy Williams, and Jimmy is a very good teacher. He could explain things really well about baseball, and was talking about the delivery of Wade Miller and the fact that he used to kind of drag that right foot. And he said, well, it's not the ideal way for a pitcher to deliver a baseball.
If the backside doesn't come through, the theory is that there's too much stress being put on the arm.
Right, and that's what wound up happening. But, you know, he was very effective doing it. So the other end of it is, do you want him to try to change this and make it a perfect delivery and not get people out?
And that's kind of what the Astros are doing now with the analytics team. They're doing a lot of statistical, but they're also doing a lot of biomedical research to find out, you know, which deliveries stand up over time and things of that nature. What adjustments can be made reasonably to prolong a guy's career? And, you know, maybe it's more of a case of identifying guys that, you know, if you're trying to make a choice in the draft or a trade between player A and B, and statistically and stuff-wise they all look the same, but what about a guy's delivery? Well, this guy, based on our research, looks like he's less likely to get hurt, so that's the guy you identify that you go after.
That's a 10th pitch to Barnes, and he whacks it into left field. Outstanding at bat, and he's going to take a big turn and then screech to a halt and get back to first. Nice job by Barnes. 10 pitches and a leadoff single in his first at bat of the night.
Tying run aboard in the bottom of the 7th because of the efforts of that man right there. A good battle, ultimately won by Brandon Barnes. This is a combination, if you were thinking about playing a little hit and run. You got a guy who can run a little bit in Barnes and a good contact man in Altuve at the plate.
Altuve with a line drive single to center in the 3rd inning is 1 for 3 in this game. Branson's in tight at third base. Bastardo is 3rd in the National League among relief pitchers in strikeouts per 9 innings, 13.90. And strike 1 call to Altuve. As Bastardo came into this game, 22 of his last 32 outs were strikeouts. He has really limited left-handed hitters. That's a liner caught by Franson. Franson back to first safe. Really close.
That heart rate for Brandon Barnes spiked in a hurry. And he went back hard into first base to avoid being doubled up.
Tough luck for Altuve here.
Brandon with 2, maybe 3 steps before he reverses course and dives headlong back into the base.
And Matt Downs is pinch hitting for Fernando Martinez. Yep. He got back just ahead of that throw to Howard. Percentages aren't real good lefty on lefty, as we mentioned. So Downs is pinch hitting for Fernando Martinez, who was 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch. Rich to be out for the mandatory mound visits that go over the pinch hitter. Who doesn't do this in baseball now?
Well, you're fearful, right? If everybody's doing it and you're not doing it, and your guy gives it up, it's like, well, how come you didn't go out there with the scouting report? It's, you know, doing your due diligence, I guess. Covering your backside.
Well, they're doing that. They had the meeting. And now Matt Downs at 205 with 7 homers has 14 runs batted in. He's had 166 at bats. As a pinch hitter, he's 4 for 33 with an RBI. Whacks one out of here, and it's 5-4 Astros. We were talking about that last night with pinch hitters. There's strike one. That, of course, is the best possible result, but doesn't happen very often, a pinch hitter hitting a home run. And I really think that managers are just hoping that pinch hitter will get on base somehow. Just keep it moving, because it's so difficult to come off the bench cold and do this job. Runner going. Swing and a miss. Throw from Kratz. Not in time. Stolen base for Barnes. Pitch was strike 2 to Downs. It's 0-2 to him now.
Well, and really, ideally, what you want to have on your bench is a nice blend of both left and right-handed hitters, contact guys, power guys. Barnes showing you a little bit of what he can do off the bench with the pinch single and then stealing a base with his speed.
It's his first steal as an Astro. Now 0-2. Fred Wallace on deck. And he struck him out. You know, after we were talking last night, I was thinking about a guy like Greg Gross. He was excellent at coming off the bench, getting on base. You know, we talked about Manny Mota, some of those guys who just were so very consistent with that one at bat they had when they got one. And a manager can really lean on a player like that.
Especially, you know, and a lot of times when you're talking about guys like that, it's in close games. You're down a run or you're tied, so you want more of an on-base presence or a guy to drive in a run with a base hit with a man in scoring position who's got a short stroke that can handle the, you know, these hard-throwing late-inning guys.
Yes. Wallace is 0 for 3. Is it back? There's strike 1. Ray Hausman, who's up here in the booth
happy birthday,
with us.
Ray.
Ray, we didn't know this. Happy birthday.
Ray probably didn't know that he shared a birthday with Pandolfo Zalamella, the great Italian composer.
Ooh. Ray and Pandolfo in the same sentence?
Yeah.
That's rare. Ray says Pandolfo can't do audio like I can. Wallace looks at it. It's a ball. It's 1-1. Bastardo came in against the Astros in Philadelphia May 14th and struck out both men he faced.
He's hitting 171 against them, but they've hit 3 home runs. There's that.
Yeah.
And there's that. 2. Slider, I guess that is. You know, he's thrown a couple of change-ups that have had that kind of running action.
Bastardo still 25 for another few days. Hit 64 times last year. Had 8 saves for the Phillies a year ago. 17 holes. Popped up. Brenson back. Over into foul territory. In the 7th for the Astros, it's no runs ahead, a runner stranded in scoring position. It's 4-3 Phillies.
Back from a tough opening day loss, or Vikings Colts, Saints Panthers, Cardinals Patriots, or the Cowboys battling the Seahawks, with Dallas looking to stay unbeaten. They're the ones who beat New York in that opening loss. Or the coverage of the Redskins and Rams. Coverage begins this week with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show. That's 11 a.m. Central Time. A lot of choices.
Greg, you know how much the pirate charged for ear or for corn? Never mind, I blew the punchline.
No, I don't.
Buccaneer.
A Buccaneer.
Bump. Where's the
right off the Dixie
shot?
Cup?
Justin Maxwell has moved to left. Brandon Barnes is in center field. And it's Brian Bogusevic in right. All kinds of outfield changes for the Astros. Eric Kratz is the batter. Slider from Hector Ambrose to Kratz, ball one. Kratz has an RBI double in 3 trips. Bogusevic is batting in the number 2 spot in the order, according to our scoreboard.
Kratz brings a little pop to the bottom of the Philly order, hitting 8th with 9 jacks. Slugging percentage better than .500.
1 ball, 1 strike for a catcher. That's terrific. Philippe Aumont is warming up in the bullpen for the Phillies. Popped up. Wallace comes over in front of the Astros dugout. There's Castro too. Bounces on the rail. Not enough time to get there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Trying to get there in a hurry while staying under control, and he's got an eye on Castro. The railing and everything else, and just couldn't quite get there in time.
Dave Clark with a barehanded effort. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kratz. And he's reaching and tapping it foul. Ambrose came in to get the final out in the 7th inning.
As you see where Wally is playing Kratz now, that's why he wasn't able to get to that ball. He was playing well off the line, so a couple extra steps and he normally would have to take to make a play on a pop-up like that.
He wasn't chasing, and it's a ball to make it 2-2. The Yankees have kept pace with the Orioles. They won their game. Race is on. Got a dandy, a 2-0 win in Boston from Phil Hughes. He's 15-12 now. And Rafael Soriano got his 38th save. Hughes went 7 1/3. Derek Jeter tied Willie Mays on the all-time hit list. Struck him out.
That's a lot of decisions. 15 and 12 for Hughes.
A ton of decisions.
Nothing fancy, just a good heater, 93 miles an hour. Right on by.
Tony DeFrancesco's out to the mound. Ambrose has recorded 2 outs. Now he has the lefty Wesley Wright coming in. Shearholt's a left-handed batter. Rollins a switch hitter. Coming up, it's 4-3 Phillies. Back in a moment.
Eddie George and Joey Harrington get you ready for kickoff with the Fox College Saturday pregame show. Then Heisman Trophy frontrunner Matt Barkley and second-ranked USC head to Palo Alto for their toughest test yet as they take on 21st-ranked Stanford in the Pac-12 opener for both teams. Coverage on Fox College football begins Saturday at 6 p.m. Central. Bill?
We'll be watching. Thanks, Patty. Wesley Wright in the game. He's 0-2 with a 3.38 ERA for 45 and a third innings. He's walked 15, fanned 45. He faces Nate Shearholtz for a lefty-on-lefty matchup. And moves him back with an inside pitch, ball 1. Shearholtz is 2 for 4 in his career against Wesley Wright. 175 against all lefties this year.
Shearholtz, formerly of the Giants, a good solid fourth outfield type player. Good defender. Run a little bit. There's a little pop.
Ball 1 strike.
And then switch hitter Rollins. And you also get Utley and Howard to contend with. The start of the pitcher spot is up after Rollins. And the big fellow Lamont continues to warm up in the Philly pen.
Yeah, good. Foul ball. 1-2. Shearholtz was traded in that Hunter Pence deal from the Giants to the Phillies. He was a second-round pick in 2003 by San Francisco. He's from Reno, Nevada. 28 years old. He has not hit as a Philly. 205 and 44 at bats with 9 hits, 1 homer and 4 runs batted in, with a slugging percentage under 300 in a Philadelphia uniform for Nate Shearholtz. Wesley Wright strikes him out. 2 down in the 8th inning. Hector Ambrose retired both men he faced. Up above the bat of Shearholtz. Two outs, and it's Jimmy Rollins, 0 for 3 with a walk. Wesley throws ball 1. Wesley last pitched Tuesday in the Cubs series, 1 hitless inning with the 1-0 lead for the Astros in the 7th inning. He protected that. Since mid-July, his ERA is 2.53. That's in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. And Philippe Almont warming up. The pitcher's spot due up next. Carlos Ruiz on deck to pinch hit. Infield is shifted. Rollins is a right-handed batter. 3 infielders between second and third. 3 balls, no strikes. Jimmy's hitting .229 as a right-handed batter this season. Phillies are 35-21 since the All-Star break. It's in for a strike, and it's 3-1. Rollins, a 3-time All-Star, has scored 86 runs this year. He takes a walk. He's aboard with 2 outs. And he has 26 steals in 31 attempts this year. Now Ruiz is the pinch hitter. Doug Brocail out to go over. Carlos Ruiz, and there's a lot to go over. He's a .340 hitter. Has an OPS of .969, JD.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that just keeps getting better and better. For so long was just kind of a complimentary piece. They had so much firepower in their lineup with Utley and Howard and Rollins. And Chooch would just kind of hang out down there, bottom of the order, hit 7th, and chime in with a big clutch knock every now and then. But this year he's been a whole lot more than that. And healthy, he's been their guy.
Very important guy to the Phillies. He's been out with plantar fasciitis in his left foot. And just returned. So he's not ready to catch every day yet from that injury. That kept him on the disabled list from August 3rd through September 7th. He had a partial tear in that left foot. Sounds painful. 340, 14 homers for Chooch Ruiz. He looks at ball 1. Ruiz is 3 for 11 pinch hitting this season with a homer and 3 runs batted in for Carlos. He's 33 years old. He's from Panama. Hit .283 last year. He's never had a year like this. Bouncer in the hole at short. Backhanded. Tyler Green, long throw and 1 hop. Wallace comes off the base. And that's a pinch infield single for Ruiz. First and second, 2 outs now for Utley.
All eyes in that Philly dugout on Ruiz as he runs down the line. Like he was running okay.
Rollins fell down, made some contact there with Altuve.
Altuve had run over to cover the bag on a potential force play, and Rollins, seeing the throw go across the diamond, was turning second with an idea of going to third in case there was a misplay at first, an errant throw. Little incidental contact. No harm, no foul. Uh-oh, step off.
He's going to third, and he stole it. And Rollins did make third base.
Yeah, he loves to steal third base, and there's 2 outs in the inning. That's really a low percentage. It's fun to watch. It's exciting. But at the end of the day, it's not a smart play. He got away with it.
It's a 27th steal.
Yeah, again, it's an exciting and a daring play, but if he's out there, he should just keep on walking through the dugout up to the tunnel because Charlie's going to bear hug him.
Well, he got
not fondly.
Yeah, career steal number 400 for Rollins.
Maybe he felt like he got interfered with by Altuve, and he should have been there anyway.
Yeah, could have been it.
I mean, I was a little surprised that they didn't argue that.
A little bit. Yep. It's 0-1. Utley's 0 for 4 in his career against Wright with 3 punch-outs. Bounce to second. Altuve to Wallace. No runs, 1 hit. 2 men left. Middle of the 8th inning. 4-3 Phillies.
You can follow the Astros all the time with the MLB.com @Bat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. You get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and a whole lot more. All you got to do is text @Bat to 31826. Full information by going to Astros.com.
Thank you, Greg. Philippe Aumont has come out of the bullpen. He's 22 years old. He throws hard. He was a first-round pick of Seattle in 07. And very good numbers in a Phillies uniform this year with that 1.08 ERA. 4 walks, 9 strikeouts, and 8 1/3 innings, JD.
Yeah, big, hard-throwing right-hander from Gatineau, Quebec, outside of Ottawa. Intriguing guy. Really worked hard to tighten up his mechanics and get better command of his stuff. Control still an issue. He walked 34 and 44 1/3 innings down at Lehigh Valley.
It's an important 8th inning assignment for him with a 1-run lead. He pitched yesterday in the Phillies win over Miami with a scoreless inning. Justin Maxwell is 1 for 3. He singled and rode home on the 3-run Dominguez homer in the 4th inning. Breaking pitch in tight, ball 1. Antonio Bastardo in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, no runs. He had no walks and 1 strikeout. So the Philly bullpen has really come through tonight. 4 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball from 3 different relievers combined. Aumont delivers ball 2. Eight of his 9 appearances with the Phillies have produced scoreless baseball. And he misses there and falls behind 3-0 on a guy who can run well. Jason Castro on deck. Aumont got his first major league save at Cincinnati. 10 days ago. It's a strike. 3-1. Dr. Louis Yoakum performed Tommy John surgery on Steven Strasburg in 2010. He issued a statement today recanting what he told the Los Angeles Times.
What did he tell them?
3-2. He initially said he was not asked about how to handle Strasburg this year, but then he backtracked a little bit in his statement today and wanted to correct a misimpression that he was contacted repeatedly, he said, about Strasburg by Mike Rizzo. Into right field. Shearhol's in. 1 out. Almont came back. He fell behind 3-0 and got the out. Playoff action for the Astros minor league clubs. Tri-City lost at Hudson Valley 8-3, so Hudson Valley won that championship in the New York Penn League 2-1 with the 8-3 win. Lancaster is leading 4-3, bottom of the third, in game 1 of the California League Championship at Modesto against the Modesto Lugnuts. Jason Castro has singled and walked.
So watch out, boy. Break an umpire's leg there. What sort of Dr. Yoakum ultimately say as far as his recommendation as to how they should handle Strasburg?
While the final decision was up to the team, as is standard practice, I was supportive of their decision and am comfortable that my medical advice was responsibly considered.
Okay.
2 balls, no strikes. Mike Rizzo said that we have a history of these types of rehabilitation surgeries and how they get back to play a year after the Tommy John surgery. We followed the protocol. We had parameters set in mind. Fouled away, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. And he said they decided to pull the plug after his last start because they figured mentally and physically Steven looked like he was fatigued. And Davey Johnson also indicated that after he pulled him from that last start. I think they said that the weight of the whole shutdown was really causing him some sleepless nights too. 3 balls and a strike. Could have a big bearing on postseason baseball. Wilton Lopez is warming up for the Astros. Matt Dominguez on deck. Castro walks. He's on for the 3rd straight time. And Dominguez will bat. He hit that 3-run homer in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3. We get a pinch runner for Castro, Jordan Schaefer. At this point, Schaefer can't hit. His left shoulder is bothering him, but he can come in and do what he's doing right now, pinch run. And he's 26 for 34 in stolen bases.
Almont, this big right-hander, has got nasty stuff. I mean, he's throwing 97 miles an hour with crazy good movement. But you have to assume, and you've never seen him pitch, that he's not all that quick to home plate, and you should be able to run on him.
Yep.
And Pratt's the guy behind the plate, has been very good throwing out base stealers. Whether Schaefer set sail right away, or if they wait a pitch or two to get a sense of how quick Almont is to home.
Scott Moore's on deck. Pitcher spot due up next. Throw goes over on Schaefer. Almont at Lehigh Valley had 15 saves in 18 opportunities. Runner going. Throw from the knees.
Wow.
Got him. Tremendous throw by Kratz. 2 outs.
Wow. What a weapon. Benito Santiago, like, Didn't even come out of his crouch. Just drops to a knee and throws a seed to second base. A little swipe tag from Utley.
That's amazing. That's a big time throw. Pitches ball 2-0.
Whether he actually tags him or not, I don't know. We'll get one more look at it.
Made it look good, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was such a good throw because he had to stay down to catch that pitch. And then he just did it from his knees. 2 balls and a strike. Got so much on that thing. Boy, he hung out a frozen rope. He's now thrown out 12 of 26. Make it 12 of 27. Barnes stole a base earlier. 3-1.
Catches the ball. Just shifts his weight back a little bit. He got a good pitch to handle. If you're not planning on coming out of your crouch.
Benito couldn't have done it any better.
No.
Now a walk to Dominguez. Gives the Astros a base runner here with 2 outs in the inning. 2 walks in a row for Ahmad, but big play by his battery mate. Gives him a chance to get Scott Moore. Scott Moore is pinch hitting for the pitcher Wesley Wright. Wesley in 2/3 of an inning. Had 1 hit, no runs. He had a walk and a strikeout. And now we'll see what the Phillies want to do. Now they're going to go over the pinch hit. Scott Moore came off the bench and banged out a single as a pinch hitter. He is 3 for 5. Justin DeFreitas and Jake Diekman in the bullpen after Moore came through a couple nights ago. Last night he struck out as a pinch hitter. And he's limited because he's been out with a groin strain. So when he got on with that pinch single 2 nights ago, he immediately came out of the game for a pinch runner. Tyler Green is on deck as more pinch hits for Wright. Charlie Manuel's club leading 4-3. It was 4-0. And then Dominguez hit the 4th inning 3-run homer. It's been 4-3 ever since the 4th. And here we are in the bottom of the 8th with Moore trying to change that score. He has 7 homers, 21 runs batted in. That one hit him. So now runners at first and second, and Tyler Green coming up.
Phillies asking if there were a swing, and the answer is no. And just breaking ball whacks him on the foot. How long does Charlie Manuel stay with his right-hander, who's had some control issues here?
Yeah. Got him right on the right foot, and he's already had a groin problem.
Lowry was just announced.
Lyles is coming out the pinch run. But with all these September players, it's going to be a pitcher running for more. Jordan Lyles representing the go-ahead run in this game. This is good.
Schaefer's been used. Bogusevic is still available, right?
Yes.
Barnes has been used.
No, Bogusevic's in the game.
Oh, Bogey's in the game.
Yeah. Lowry at 250 with 14 homers has 36 runs batted in. Now here comes Charlie Manuel. Yeah, with the wildness here, he's got to be concerned about that.
Well, I think he wants to turn Lowry around too.
That too, yeah. Yeah, Jet is hitting 270 left-handed, 192 right-handed. So he'll go with Diekman in just a moment with the Phillies up 4-3. will be the pinch hitter for the pitcher, and Jake Diekman is the new hurler for the Phillies. He's 1-1 with a 4.43 ERA.
Lefty specialist working out of the Philly bullpen. This is his 28th appearance. 25 times he pitched at AAA Lehigh Valley this year. One win, I believe, came against the Astros back in May.
Yep, you're right.
One and only big league W.
Correction, Lowry is pinch hitting for Tyler Green, not for the pitcher. Tyler was 1 for 3 with a double. Diekman got that win with an inning and a third of hitless, scoreless baseball. That was his major league debut.
And he was a 30th round pick in 2007 out of Cloud County Community College. He's going to finish his collegiate career at Nebraska and ultimately changed his mind, signed with the Phillies, and then started working his way through their system. And he made a change in his delivery to drop his arm down a little bit, and that's really where he took off.
Lowry's 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter. Strike to Jed. Jed was talking about returning from that rehab assignment in the minor leagues, and he said, I don't want to just play. I really want to contribute here, and I'm expecting big things of myself at this level. He said, I didn't in those minor league games. I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay with the leg, but he said, I just really want to make a contribution here these final few weeks. Out into right center field. That could be a gapper. Shearholes cannot make the catch, and the Astros are going to take the lead on a 2-run pinch double by Jed Lowry. It's 5-4 Houston here in the bottom of the 8th.
So by contribution, do you have something like that in mind?
Exactly. Big hit for Lowry. Dominguez comes home. And the pinch runner, Jordan Lyles, scores the go-ahead run. And now it's Brandon Barnes. 17th double, his first hit for the Astros since mid-July. And Barnes dances out of the way. There's ball 1.
Those 2 runs obviously charged to the big right-hander, Omont. He's now on the hook for the loss if the Astros can finish off the Phillies in the 9th.
Strike, and it's 1-1. Wilson Lopez had been warming up earlier. Phillies have Howard, Mayberry, and Brown due up in the 9th inning as Lopez warms up. Diekman is pitcher number 6 for Philadelphia. Phillies had extended their scoreless bullpen streak to 20 innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Phillies have had their bullpen problems this year. Not so much lately, though. They've lost 14 games when they've led after 6 innings. 11 when they've led after 7. Up the middle and into center field. Lowry comes home. Here's the throw to the plate, and it's way offline. It's a 2-run lead. Barnes comes through with his 2nd hit of the night. Lowry scores run number 6. What a contribution from the bench players in this game.
A pair of 3 spots. The Astros score 3 in the 4th on the Dominguez home run, and now 3 here in the 8th. Some wildness by Omont, and then 2 very nice swings of the bat. First Lowry, and now Barnes reaching out and punching this one right up the middle. Mill advised throw home allows Barnes to move into scoring position.
Altuve bats. He's 1 for 4. Lowry makes an impact here in the 8th inning after waiting all night to get in. Foul for strike 1. Bogusevic is on deck. Altuve swings at that one. It's 0-2. Tony DeFrancesco still has 4 position players on his bench, but Jordan Lyles, pinch runner, made his way around, and the pitcher contributed on a day when he's not pitching. Somewhat unusual in September baseball, but it worked out. Bounce to third, backhanded. Oh, hit the bag. Altuve reaches first. On a bit of a break. Branson came over to backhand it on the run and it hit the bag at third for Altuve's second hit of the night.
I had that one coming. He lined out last time. Just a little chopping ground ball. And he cannot handle it on the backhand side. Wasn't going to throw him out anyway.
Maybe it didn't hit the bag.
I don't think it did.
No. Still a hit though. Bogusevic's the batter now. Runners at first and third, 2 out. Well, it's an error. Wow. Bogusevic puts it in the air, foul and out of play. Strike one. A lot of players have been used tonight by these two skippers. 6 pitchers for Charlie Manuel. And the Astros are up by 2 after trailing by 4. Altuve took off, and now Howard will not make a play. He was looking at the runner at third, Barnes. But he didn't make a play on Altuve, who made it to second. It's his 30th stolen base.
And that's not really a bad play there by Howard with the speedy guy on third base. And we've seen teams blow rundowns and give up a cheap run on a play like this. And ultimately probably been worth a shot to make one throw to second base and put the ball in Rollins' hands and let him try to make a play on Altuve. And then if need be, he could eat it.
1-2 to Bogey. He's 0 for his last 9 now. Wallace on deck. Astros now have out hit the Phillies 9-8. Each club with an error. Philadelphia is stranded 11. Houston has left 6. This would be a tough loss for the Phillies if they do absorb one tonight. Tapper goes foul. Well, they've made up so much ground. They've gained 6 games in 9 days in the wild card race. 7-game winning streak. They had a 4-0 lead. Now they've fallen behind 6-4. Outside for a ball to Bogusevic. It's 1-2 to Bryan. Two balls, 2 strikes to Bogusevic. The 8th Astro to bat here in the 8th inning. Howard's 2 for 3 against Lopez. Mayberry's not faced him, nor has Dominic Brown. Astros have had some late inning magic going. They got a win in that Cincinnati series. There's a strikeout to win the 8th inning, and they come with a 3-run 8th here. On 2 hits with an error and a couple of men left. There's the 2-run double by Lowry to give them the lead. 6-4 Houston moving to the ninth. Two-run lead going to the ninth with Wilton Lopez coming in, and Jed Lowry stays in the game to play shortstop after pinch hitting for Tyler Green, delivering the 2-run double. New catcher as well, Carlos Corporon. Castro left for the pinch runner, Schaefer, and it's Lopez on the mound. Pitcher number 5 coming in with the 2-run lead with a 6-3 record, and getting the save opportunity here. He has 4 of those. Howard leads it off. Howard's 0 for 3 with a sac fly.
He got that 4th save a couple days ago in the middle of the game with the Cubs series.
Looping line drive hit to left field for Howard, leading it off here, and that gets a potential tying run to the plate for the Phillies in Mayberry.
It's the Astros 1-0 win over the Cubs. He gave up a couple of base hits in the 9th inning of that game, but was able to finish it off.
Lopez now working to Mayberry, who drove in a run with a single in the 3rd. John 1 for 3 with a walk in this game. Dodgers and Cardinals are tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 4th at Los Angeles. Lance Lynn's getting the start for St. Louis against Josh Beckett. Strike to Mayberry. So there'll be a lot of scoreboard watching out west as they take a look at this game.
Yeah, so much fun to be in the middle of a race. You'll finish your game into the clubhouse, pop on the TV, see what's going on with the other clubs you're trying to chase down or hold off, whatever it may be.
No balls, 2 strikes for Wilton Lopez. Strike 3. 1 down. Mayberry still standing there. Lopez has 1 out, and now he faces Dominic Brown. Brown has walked twice. He's 0 for 2, has scored a run. Pops it up. It will be out of play. There's strike 1. Philippe Almont in 2/3 of an inning allowed no hits, 2 runs, walking 2 with no strikeouts. He hit a batter. strike, and it's 0-2 to Brown.
Phillies have stranded 11 tonight. Astros have left 8 on base.
Cleveland got 3 in the 9th and knocked off Texas 5-4 at Texas, beating Joe Nathan. Chris Perez got his 36th save.
So Oakland will remain 3 games behind the Rangers. They got beat by the Angels today.
The Angels move up.
Made a scoring change. Altuve was given a base hit on that ball in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, Altuve 2 for 5 tonight. One and 2 to Dominic Brown. Two balls, 2 strikes. Franson's on deck. Minnesota got a run in the bottom of the 10th and beat Kansas City 4-3. Perkins beating Bueno. Trevor Plouffe hit his 21st homer. Josh Willingham, number 34. Still 2-2. This is game 1 of a 4-game series. The Astros have battled on this one. They trail 4-0, and then got the 3-run Matt Dominguez 4th inning homer. With 3 in the 8th inning, grabbed the lead. Ground ball. Wallace going to second. Lowry back to the pitcher. Lopez double play to end it. 3-6-1 double play. The Astros have stopped the Phillies, who had a 7-game winning streak. They've come from behind with 3 in the 8th inning. They were 4-82 when they trailed after 7 innings until tonight, as Lowry came off the bench with the biggest hit. Here's the double play.
Pretty play here by Wallace, quickly unloading a good accurate feed to Lowry, who drifts across the bag, and then over to Lope. And they get a tough 3-6-1 double play on a pretty speedy base runner, Dominic Brown, but they got him. Good call.
Final score tonight in game 1 of this 4-game series is the Astros 6 and the Phillies 4.